What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. What an unbelievable day so far. Bitcoin trading above 17,800 as I make this video. And things are getting pretty epic pretty quickly right now. Give me a second as I start the stream. Guys, how are you feeling? Let me know in the chat how you are feeling right now. This is absolutely unbelievable. This is actually exactly what we discussed in a lot of my previous videos, was that Bitcoin was very likely looking to move towards that 18K level, right? We discussed that Bitcoin could have found resistance at 17.2, but in yesterday's video we were talking about how the momentum was so strong that it almost wouldn't make sense if we stopped at 17.2, and we were looking for prices like 18K in my last few videos, and we are getting to that point right now, which is pretty amazing, right? Absolutely incredible. So we're going to be talking about what we can be looking out for right now. Of course, things are getting extremely bullish, and this is the time to, a lot of people right now are FOMOing, and I personally think that's very risky to be doing right now. Right below the all-time high. It is possible that we will find resistance at some point, but for now, we're going to enjoy these gains, and Bitcoin setting records right now. It's unbelievable. So hold on, let me change this real quick. So hop into the chart. So Bitcoin coming up on some pretty key areas right now. We're getting a pretty vertical move at the moment. Guys, let me know in chat if the audio is good as we start this stream. Bitcoin getting that vertical move up right below 17,900. And, it's getting to that point where it's looking a little bit toppy, possibly. It's starting to look a little bit toppy. And I would not be surprised to see some rejection, but we'll see, right? There's no confirmation of a breakdown yet. There is still no confirmation of a top and no confirmation of the momentum slowing down. Looking at the weekly, everything looks good. Everything looks pointed up. Looking at the daily, everything still looks good. Looking at the 4-hour chart, everything still looks good, right? Looking at the 1-hour chart, everything still looks pretty good, right? Everything looks good on all time frames, and we could still continue into that 18K range for the real potential blow off top. Now, of course, anything is possible. Could Bitcoin break through 20,000 right now? You know, on this run? I guess it's possible, but I'd be very skeptical if that happened. I'd be very skeptical. So let me just see something. I think I lost one of my my charts here. But let's go back in time to mark up the resistances that we've been looking at. And really, at this point, if you're looking at history, there's not much. There is not much. If you look left, we've got these weekly candle closes and opens. That's 17.2K wick high. And now the only thing left is actually the top of the run from 2017. So now we're kind of in no man's land, looking to see if we can break the all-time high, or maybe we'll find resistance soon. And it's going to be pretty obvious, in my opinion, if we do find resistance. Very likely it's going to be a blow off top. But we're going to see as we come up to 20K. Again, there's no confirmations of a top yet. Everything still looks very good, very bullish. So let me do this here. Draw up the parabolic trend line so we can see. So this is the trend that we're on right now. And technically at this point, we can actually trade sideways. Like, even if we do get a huge move up and we reject, we can still trade sideways within this trend line here, right? So things are still extremely bullish right now, and no matter what happens, even if you see some crazy volatility, technically you could still be in a parabolic trend, for a while, right? So a lot of people are going to get faked out to the upside, to the downside, and just expect a lot of volatility until you actually get a break of the parabolic trend, or a breakout above the all-time high for Bitcoin. And you guys know that I've been making a lot of really fun intros, really cool intros for my videos, and I'm right now considering what to do next. If you have any ideas of what type of a scene you would like me to do, let me know in the comments here in chat so I can see what you guys want. Let me see something here. Let's bring up the RSI, because the 70 level on the daily RSI is key right now. And we're still holding it. We've got to bounce off the 70 level on the RSI, which is exactly where we've been holding for the entire run since we broke above 12,000. And that is another indicator that you would want to be looking at right now, is the RSI on the daily. If Bitcoin ever, cracks below 70 on the RSI, I would say we're, showing weakness. As long as we're above it, we're showing strength, and this parabolic trend can continue. And the next major target is 18,000 as a psychological target. And then, these wick highs, or these candle closes wick highs from 2017. So guys, I mean, Bitcoin is now coming up to prices that we haven't seen since, 2017. Insane, absolutely insane. And from the all-time high, we are only, less than 10% away from the all-time high now, which is pretty amazing. Guys, smash up that like button if you're enjoying the Bitcoin gains right now, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's take a look at chat. What is up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, let me know in chat, do you think we're going to break above 20,000 on this run? Click 1 if you think we're going to break above 20K on this run. Click 2 if you think we're going to find some kind of rejection below 20K. What's up, everybody? Crypto Cali's in the chat. Kevin Blanchard's in the chat. Blue Fig is in the chat. Welcome, welcome. I wonder how many new people are watching this. How many people are new to crypto that are coming in right now that are watching? Wow, this stream is getting a lot of views very quickly. So that tells me that it's pretty obvious that we are getting a lot of eyes on Bitcoin right now. And like I keep saying, there is a chance that we do see a top form below the all-time high and we reject before breaking it. Like, you know, getting a rejection, a reaccumulation area before actually breaking 20K going into the new year. And if that does happen, that would mean that what we're seeing right now is that last major wave of FOMO fever for Bitcoin, right? Where people right now, a lot of people right now who haven't bought Bitcoin are looking at this chart going, oh my God, is this the last moment that I have to buy Bitcoin? Is this it? If I don't buy now, am I going to miss the entire bull run, right? This is like the psychology that a lot of people have. So there's a lot of FOMO right now. And it's possible that this could be the last wave of overexuberance for this run before getting a correction and then building up to 20K going into 2021. This is still what I think is most likely, but you have to remember that it may not happen, right? And it's going to be pretty obvious if it does. So there's no point in taking profit. There's no point in selling or shorting right now until you get some kind of bearish confirmation. Otherwise, we're going to remain bullish. We're going to stay bullish. And right now, Bitcoin is extremely bullish. And there is no sign of a top. There is no confirmation of a top yet. So just keep that in mind. Bitcoin can stay very bullish. As long as we're above the parabolic trend line, things can remain very bullish. Dave coming in with the €2. I appreciate that, Dave. You did have a message there, but it says on set. What's up, Dave? I appreciate that too. So yeah, guys, it's going to be pretty obvious. You know, we're gonna and just to make it clear why it's going to be pretty obvious is Bitcoin routinely does these types of moves where it enters a parabolic trend, right? And you go parabolic until you break the parabolic trend line, right? Once you break that parabolic trend line, then you have, you know, a reason to be bearish. Right now, we haven't broken it, so there's no reason to be bearish just yet. And same thing with the 2017 bull run. Check it out. We were on a parabolic run, and then boom, once we actually broke the parabolic trend, then you could have gotten a little bit more bearish, right? That's actually why I started my channel in the first place. And so Bitcoin, the way that Bitcoin works, you know, it's a global currency. It trades 24/7. So it's very momentum based. There's a lot of momentum involved, right? In the way that these trends form. And you get these very similar style runs. And Bitcoin is on that type of a run right now, right? We're on this type of a parabolic style, high increase in demand run. And so far, we are still well within the trend, and this can continue up until we actually crack the trend line. And if we don't break below this trend line, then we're going to break above 20,000, right? As long as if we stay above 70 on the RSI on the daily, then we're going to, you know, break above 20,000. It's only until we break 70 on the RSI and we break the upward sloping trend line that things can get bearish. And that's, guys, at this point in time, that's all there really is. What we know is that there's institutional FOMO. There's a lot of demand for Bitcoin here. And demand is continuing to increase. Right now, this stream, I started streaming 17 minutes ago. And I already have 863 viewers, which is like double as fast as normal. So obviously, there's tons of attention, tons of hype. So you got to keep that in mind as well, guys. Right? Got to keep that in mind as well. So that's looking pretty good. What is everybody in chat saying? Guys, everything's looking good. People make me laugh. I'm just reading chat, and it's just the same old. I mean, Bitcoin's literally at 17,688 right now, right? Bitcoin's absolutely mooning, and there's people in the chat saying that Bitcoin's dumping, and it's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Look at the daily chart. It's absolutely incredible. And really what I'm waiting for right now is I'm waiting for Ethereum to actually start to pop up above resistance. For all of you guys in my Patreon, I posted this trade on Patreon. This was a small low leverage trade that I took based on the Eth2 news. And it's going pretty well so far. Just waiting for Ethereum to get a breakout. You know, this is a resistance level. This is a profit target, right? I could take profits here on this trade, but I'm actually targeting the 618 fib extension at 541, right? So that's kind of what I'm waiting for right now on this trade. I'm waiting for Ethereum to pop up. And as you guys know, I usually don't do, it's not very often that I take a leverage trade, although this was a pretty conservative low leverage trade. But I did it just for the Eth2 news. And I posted this in Patreon. I'm just looking at something real quick. Hold on. Gotta make sure this is good. Guys, is the audio good? The audio's loud for me. Hold on. I gotta turn this down. Yeah, Ethereum is lagging behind here, but we're challenging that resistance if Ethereum can get above 489, which is obviously that resistance on the daily chart. You know, if we can get above 489, then we may end up hitting my target. No, I'm just making sure because it was loud for me. Audio is good. Guys, let me know in the chat. I'm curious to know what you guys think. I want to know how much hype there is right now. Do you think that we're going to break 20K like within this run, you know, within the next week or two? Are we going to go straight through 20K, click 1 for yes and 2 for no? And this is, you know, this is why I'm saying for Bitcoin right now, you know, from my experience and from just the likelihood right now, the likelihood is that Bitcoin would find resistance below the all-time high. I think that's more likely. It doesn't have to happen. Now, keep in mind, you don't trade without confirmation, right? If you want to take profits because that's part of your plan to take profits below 20K, then that's great. But in terms of the long term, right now for Bitcoin, there's no real point in taking profit because we don't have any bearish confirmation. You know, even though I think it's more likely that we would top out in the 18K range for the time being, it doesn't have to happen. And my opinion does not matter until there is actual confirmation, until we get some kind of crazy wick rejection, break below the trend line, crack the 70 level on the RSI. Until those things happen, my opinion does not matter and Bitcoin can continue moving up, right? So keep that in mind. When an analyst is talking about their opinion, it's just their opinion until there's real confirmation. So keep that in mind. As of right now, Bitcoin is extremely bullish. Things are pointed up, and we're looking to hit that 18K level pretty soon, potentially. So keep that in mind. Guys, we got 1,000 people watching this stream right now. Hit that like button. Guys, let's see if we can get 1,000 likes in the next 30 seconds. Let's see if we can do this. All right, guys, ready? Let's get 1,000 likes in 30 seconds, starting now. 1,000 likes in 30 seconds. Let's set a record. Go, go, go. 1,000 likes in 30 seconds. Can it happen? 15 seconds. So Bitcoin is experiencing that FOMO fever right now. 5 seconds for 1,000 likes. We hit almost 500. You guys were halfway there. That like spike, though. Amazing. I appreciate all 1,072 of you joining this stream right now. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Yeah, I was being a little too greedy. I should have went for the 500 like target right there. A lot of people are saying to me right now, they're like, I FOMO'd. Yeah, Bitcoin is still finding demand, right? And this is what I was saying in my videos and in my streams and to everybody that's in my Patreon. I was telling you guys, Bitcoin is very likely looking for that last major wave up to the 18K level, last major wave, or at least another wave up to the 18K level for that real FOMO fever. Somebody just came in, Kelby coming in with a $5 saying, is Uniswap gonna move with Ethereum moves? Uniswap, guys, Uniswap is a little bit different. Uniswap has been moving pretty uniquely because it is, it was like there was a huge giveaway for Uniswap, right? Like a free claim token thing that a lot of us, I actually ended up getting 2 free 400 Uni token claims. So I made like $3,000 out of thin air and I just sold it. I could have made like 8 if I didn't sell it right away. I could have made $8,000 on it if I didn't sell my free tokens, but whatever, I did. In the end, selling them was a pretty good idea because we dumped to $1.76. I don't want to spend too much time on Uni right now, but right now, the price is completely different from Ethereum. Kelby was just asking in the super chat saying, is Uniswap going to move with ETH? No, probably not, because it's a whole different dynamic. The tokenomics are completely different. A bunch of people just got free tokens. Tons of people just got free coins. So the way that it's being traded is going to be much different than Ethereum. But, that $3.94 level, which is a previous support on Coinbase, if you get above that, which you just found a resistance, if Uni can get a break above 4 and confirm support along that, then you might see a move up to, who knows, right? Who knows how high Uni could go. You probably come up to that 522 level at that resistance. If you get above 4 and confirm support, the 50% fib extension, maybe. But I don't want to spend too much time on Uni right now. I don't really care that much. Bitcoin is absolutely crushing it, coming up above 17,800 again. And of course, guys, you guys know crypto. Crypto is very speculative. The whole numbers, like 18,000, are always psychological levels to keep in mind. Whole numbers, right? There's a lot of times you'll see that the prices find resistance exactly at whole numbers because, again, crypto is very much based on speculation. So people are speculating on the numbers, on the prices. So the whole numbers do play a big role in crypto. And we're coming up on 18K right now. This is going to be a very interesting level to see. Depending on what exchange you're looking at, the all-time high for Bitcoin is actually not 20,000. It's like 19,600, depending on what exchange you're looking at. 19,700. And from that price, from the actual all-time high price right now, we're only 10% away. So absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And guys, keep in mind here, remember this. We have this parabolic trend for Bitcoin on the 4-hour here. You see this? And what do we usually do? What does Bitcoin usually do? We rally off the trend line and we come back, we meet it again, right? Bitcoin continues going parabolic. We rally off of the trend line and then we meet the trend line again. We rally off of the trend line, then we come to meet the trend line again. And the same thing is happening right now. We're rallying off the trend line. And the thing is, things are so bullish right now that we won't really know if Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin just shoots straight up from here, which is less likely. Maybe we're going to find some kind of top at some point. We won't really know how bullish Bitcoin is or if we're topping out until we retouch the trend line, we retest the trend line. And that could be November 19th. That could be November 23rd, right? And maybe we continue up again. But there could be a lot of time. There could be a lot of time, guys, in between where we are now and actually breaking above 20K or, breaking down, right? There could be a lot of time to actually know. You will not be able to know if Bitcoin is actually topping out or whatever for a while. You won't actually be able to know until we retest this upward sloping trend line, right? So keep that in mind as well. Let me actually just change this real quick. Because, when it comes to parabolic trends, the trend itself can change, right? The trend itself, like the trend line, can adapt over time. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, so you could just draw a horizontal upward sloping trend line here, which is like your last line of defense if Bitcoin at some point does pull back, this upward sloping trend line. And if we start to crack below this immediate upward sloping trend line, then maybe you could think Bitcoin's topping out. But for now, we're looking like we're going to run towards the 18K range. And, you know, we'll see, right? This is just an idea of like what you could expect and how long things can actually take. You know, even if Bitcoin does top at, you know, 18,500 and starts pulling back, you won't really know where the market's going for many days, weeks, right? So keep that in mind. Now you could be looking for a rejection wick, like a wick high. Let me just fix this real quick. But for now, we're looking pretty good. And at this point, 18K, and then, you know, maybe as high as 18.9 as that weekly candle close area from 2017. So that's pretty good. And at this point, Bitcoin has a lot of momentum. So we're probably just going to sit back and watch to see what happens here. You know, we did have bearish divergence, but we ended up negating it and breaking up anyway. So there's the, you know, the FOMO, the demand is strong enough right now. And we do have 1,200 people watching the stream, which was very fast for only having gone live 30 minutes ago. So definitely hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And, you know, Bitcoin is getting a ton of attention right now, which is pretty awesome to see. Yeah, guys, I mean, a lot of people are asking about altcoins. Guys, I mean, you're going to drive yourselves crazy unless you understand, you know, realize that when Bitcoin is extremely bullish, altcoins are not going to be doing that well, right? Because all the, you know, if we break above 20K and we enter new highs, new all-time highs for Bitcoin, then at that point there might be enough attention from, you know, the general population and institutions to basically push up the alts at the same time as Bitcoin, but that's going to take a whole new wave of new money coming into the market for that to really play out, right? Once things go extremely bullish, then everything's going to go up at once, right? Because it's not going to be recycled money anymore in a true bull market. It's going to be new money coming in all at once, pushing everything up at once. That's probably what's going to happen if we break above 20K. And then your alts are going to start moving, right? Like Chainlink right now is kind of just holding below this resistance at $13.66, the 50% fib extension, which is an area of previous resistance, support, resistance, resistance. And if you get above 1366, then you're going to be moving towards $15 US, very likely for Chainlink. But right now, Chainlink is following the path of most altcoins, which is, you know, having less momentum than Bitcoin. That's just how it is. And Chainlink overall is one of the top performers, is actually the top performer, I believe, in the top 20 cryptos, up 300% for the year or more. So Chainlink is doing extremely well overall. We're only like 35% away from the all-time high. So overall, Chainlink's performance has been extremely good, but we are, you know, we have a lack of momentum here because Bitcoin is extremely bullish, and that's just the way things are, right? That's just the way it is. Let's see what chat is saying. Guys, in the chat right now, post your predictions for Bitcoin. What price are we going to top out at? Or are we going to break the all-time high? Comment in the live stream chat. Let me know. What is your price target? Where are we going to top out? Or are we going to break 20K on this run? Let me know in the chat. I got my my $5 coffee right here from Starbucks. Incredibly overpriced coffee. Seems like most people, a lot of people are looking at the 18K range, it seems. 18K seems to be an area of interest for the chat. Zach says that there is no price target because we don't value USD here. Well, I highly doubt that, but I think everyone's valuing everybody's valuing the fact that Bitcoin is going up in USD value, which is why we're having a ton of live stream viewers and all this, right? Yeah, we have so much institutional FOMO right now, guys. So much. And this is what's really interesting is, sorry about the white screen, guys. I know that probably just burned your eyes or something. But this is pretty cool. Let me pull something up here. So Bitcoin at 17,752. The market cap is 329 billion. 329 billion. And if we're looking at this list of top companies, this means that Bitcoin has just officially surpassed JP Morgan in market cap. So Bitcoin is now above PayPal in market cap, above Disney and Netflix in market cap, above Coca-Cola in market cap. Bitcoin has just surpassed JP Morgan Chase in market cap, and we are now rivaling United Health in market cap. And if Bitcoin does break above 20,000 and we enter a major bull market, that means that Bitcoin is going to be surpassing Johnson & Johnson, Tesla in market cap, Walmart in market cap, and very likely at the end of the bull run, we're going to be landing at a market cap that is closer to Google, I think. Right? Because if Bitcoin doubles, triples from here, and we hit $1 trillion market cap, yeah, we're gonna be rivaling Facebook and Berkshire Hathaway, and then imagine that, guys: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Bitcoin. Imagine that list. Imagine that list. Imagine Bitcoin sitting right below Google. It's possible. It is totally possible. VB coming up with the €5 saying, are you buying more into alts these days? Do you think we've bottomed for most DeFi coins? Well, it's possible. Well, the way that it works, guys, is like, let's say, obviously Bitcoin is what everyone's focusing on right now. And this is the daily chart. And right now we're getting a lot of attention. I got a lot of viewers on this stream. 1,300 people watching already. So the way that it works is if Bitcoin at some point, let's say we run up to 18K, and if Bitcoin starts to top out and trade sideways, now that we have so much attention at this level, as Bitcoin is consolidating, as Bitcoin is trading sideways, attention might move over to the altcoins for the time being. And altcoins might be able to run as Bitcoin consolidates. That's usually the formula. Right? Now that we have so much attention coming into the crypto, instead of old money cycling between Bitcoin and altcoins, now we're going to have new money pushing everything up at once. Of course, right now, Bitcoin is the focus right now. If Bitcoin breaks above 20,000, everything is going to come back into focus and everything is going to moon pretty much at once. There might still be that slight inverse correlation or whatever between Bitcoin and alts, not inverse, like that slight, the correlation with Bitcoin and alts where alts sell off or slow down in momentum when Bitcoin goes up. That's probably always going to exist, but when new money comes in the market, instead of cycling between Bitcoin and alts, everything goes up at once. That's what happened in 2017. You're going to have random coins just popping off left and right, like major pumps everywhere. That's coming, guys, right? Especially if Bitcoin breaks above 20,000, that is coming again. Right? That's going to happen. So if Bitcoin does consolidate here, then the alts are going to run. And that's what you need, right? That's what you need is Bitcoin to consolidate. If you're an altcoin trader, that's your bread and butter. And then, maybe we rally up later on, right? So this is the bullish case for Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin can trade sideways for a while and still remain within this trend. So keep that in mind. Instead of getting emotional whenever Bitcoin moves in any direction, start to, consider what the trajectory of this trend is. Bitcoin could technically come back to 16,800 at some point to retest the trend line around about that area and still remain bullish and still bounce up later on. That's totally possible, right? So, this trend could remain very bullish for a while. Bitcoin, if Bitcoin ends up breaking this parabolic trend line, that's when you could start targeting lower, right? That's when you could be looking for that last major dip before the bull market. If we crack below the upward sloping parabolic trend line and we break below 70 on the RSI, on the daily, then you could be looking for a correction. And I think if we do get a correction, if we do get a pullback like this at any point, I think that's probably going to be the last major buying opportunity before the bull run. Whoops. And, just marking up that last major high right there. Actually, hold on. We do that again. Mark up that last major high as a potential support zone. So guys, we're just discussing possibilities right here. I'm just speculating on ideas about the trend, what could happen, what you could be looking out for. Bitcoin is very bullish right now. So there's, my opinion is just my opinion. Bitcoin can do whatever the hell it wants, regardless of what my opinion is. But what I'm saying is until we break below this upward sloping trend line, Bitcoin is going to remain bullish, right? And this could become even more parabolic. You can be looking out for that as well. But if we do break below the upward sloping parabolic trend line, then you could be targeting, as low as 13.8, 14K before actually rallying towards 20 and breaking out going into the new year. Right? These are the two scenarios that I see right now. I think what's pretty obvious at this point in time is that Bitcoin does have the momentum and the demand and the interest to remain bullish, right? So even if we do see a major dip at some point, I think that'd be your last opportunity to actually buy at good areas of value before creating an even larger parabolic trend and breaking above the all-time high. So we'll see, guys. We'll see how things play out. So there is some things to look out for right now. And once again, for those of you that are just joining in on the stream, Bitcoin has been holding above the 70 level on the daily RSI for the entire parabolic run, right? Right when we broke above that 12K level. I mean, each major support was just met, each major support was coming in at the 70 level on the RSI. And we just keep bouncing, right? We just keep bouncing off the 70 level on the RSI. So that is something to keep in mind here. That's where we're getting our momentum, right off that 70 level. So keep in mind what's going on there. And, as long as we're above that, we're going to remain bullish. At some point, of course, whether we break 20K or not, at some point, Bitcoin will top out. There will be a top. And if you start to see the RSI crack 70, that's kind of one signal that you could be using to determine that, right? So keep that in mind. Just looking at chat. I'm missing a lot of chat. What is up, guys? What's up to 1,400 people watching this stream right now? Definitely hit that like button. Let's get 1,000 likes on this stream. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're just discussing possibilities for Bitcoin. As of right now, everything's bullish. Everything looks pretty good. And I just wanted to remind you guys here in the chat that, Bitcoin could trade sideways until November, end of November, towards the end of November before we really know what's going on. So even if we do find a short-term top, I would just remain vigilant. Don't jump the gun on any decisions until you get real confirmation that things are actually breaking down, because you can make mistakes by jumping the gun on the conclusion, right? So just keep in mind that before you make a decision, you want real confirmation. And right now, Bitcoin is looking like it probably wants to keep going up. 18,000 is that next psychological potential resistance target that we're going to be looking at here. Somebody's wondering what the 70 line is that I mentioned. Guys, the RSI on the daily chart, 70 is where we keep finding our support right along the 70 level, right? So like Bitcoin entered overbought territory, and we just keep finding support right along that overbought region, right? Which is interesting. A lot of demand, a lot of momentum here. $17,850 for Bitcoin right now. This is the hourly chart, still looking pretty strong. Coming up on 18,000. Somebody says, I wanted to sell some Bitcoin, but okay, I'll wait for confirmation. Well, guys, you can sell Bitcoin if you want to. If that was part of your plan, if you had a plan in mind and you were thinking, if Bitcoin hits this price, I'm going to sell, then stick to your plan and do what you were planning to do, right? Do what you were planning to do. I'm just a guy on YouTube, right? Stick to your, if you have a plan, then stick to your plan. And then somebody says, I'm selling at 18K and buying back at 13. Well, you know, that's a great idea if it plays out, but again, like I keep saying, you want some confirmation that that's, you know, the way things are going to be. Again, even if Bitcoin does run up to 18K here, and we get some kind of top even at 18K, again, anything can happen. Bitcoin can blow past 20K, who knows? But if we do find a top at 18K and pull back, and you're like selling there, and we're not actually breaking below the trend line, you know, and then we just rally again, you're going to be left in dust, and you might chop yourself up potentially. Just wait for confirmation, I would say. Like I say in all my videos, things can get much more bullish than you ever thought possible, and that's happening right now. I remember I was saying that. I was saying that line, things can get much more bullish than you ever thought possible, like all throughout this area and this area, and people were like making fun of me in the comment section, and now we're doing this, and I was like, see? It's crypto. This is what we've been waiting for, right? In crypto, things can get much more bullish than you ever thought possible, right? This is a limited supply currency, and if demand grows strong enough, you know, there's no it can go out of control bullish, right? It can be out of control bullish, and that's what we've seen throughout Bitcoin history. That's why people like Bitcoin. Ryan Miles coming in with the 5. He says, "Let's go." I remembered, Ryan. I remembered. Ryan Miles. I appreciate the 5, man. Much appreciated. So shout out to Dave, Kelby, VB, and Ryan for those donations so far. Much appreciated, guys. Guys, we got over 1,400 people watching. Hit that like button. Let's get 1,000 likes on this stream. Again, this is just a very speculative depiction on the chart. We'll see what actually happens. But we know that we're pretty much sitting in no man's land, right? If we're looking at the weekly chart, there's like nothing in history that's here other than just some movement at the end of the bull run. Right? Right now, Bitcoin is sitting here, this yellow line. And there's like nothing here until, you know, potentially 18.9 to the all-time high. So we'll see. It's crazy. Look at the chart like this. It's crazy to see Bitcoin like this. Just looking at all the tops in Bitcoin history, Bitcoin just, you know, if you bought Bitcoin at any point, other than like right here, you're now profiting. So everybody's green. And that's actually a very bullish thing. I'm going to tell you why. Josh Barr coming in with the 5. He says TA on uni US dollar. Yeah, I was talking about uni earlier, Josh. So I think I have it pulled up actually. So Josh just tipped with the 5. Much appreciated. He says TA on uni. Well, guys, you know, altcoins are not going to be doing all that much right now. I was saying earlier in the stream, if Uni can get a breakout, you know, and confirm support above $3.90 to $4 about, and actually bounce off that level, then you might be headed for $5.20, right? Right now, we're still below this major support level from the Coinbase listing at $3.90 about. That's where we're finding resistance. And right now, you're finding support right above this previous resistance here. So you want to hold $3.40, and you want to crack above $3.90, $4 and confirm support there. And if you can do that, right, and start pushing up, then you're going to be moving towards 522 probably, right? But again, if you're just looking at the chart, what's Uni doing right now? It's struggling at the previous resistance from the Coinbase listing. So that's what you got to get above, right? That's what you got to be breaking out above. And guys, you know, this is just what altcoins are doing right now. Even Chainlink, you know, Chainlink overall is pretty good. I mean, we're only 35% away from the all-time high. It's one of the top performing cryptos in the top 20 cryptos. Actually, I think it is the top performing crypto in the top 20 cryptos of the year. So, you know, just keep in mind, the altcoins are not going to be doing well until Bitcoin consolidates or we break above 20,000. If Bitcoin breaks above the all-time high, then new money is going to come flooding into every coin, right? And we're actually starting to get that. Uh, 75 Paris, 75 France, coming in with the 10 euros. It says moon baby. Ryan Mills coming in with another 2. He says, is BTC decoupling from the S&P? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. So Bitcoin has had strong degree of correlation with the stock market over time. And usually Bitcoin and the stock market are both entering bull markets at the same time as one another. And, you know, from a daily perspective, weekly perspective, there can be differences, right? There can be differences. But overall, if you're comparing Bitcoin and the stock market, let's take a peek here. And let's just change the color of Bitcoin so we know. Just make it orange, I guess. Overall, what, there's a lot of stuff on this chart. Hold on. I mean, guys, look, overall, again, there can be differences, right? Sometimes the movement differs, but 80% of the time, for the most part, there is a pretty strong degree of correlation. The S&P topped out right here. Bitcoin topped out right before it. They both had a correction period and bottomed around the same time. And, you know, there was a little bit of difference here in 2019, right? They kind of both recovered similarly, but then Bitcoin sold off as the S&P was going up. And then the S&P and Bitcoin both dumped during the COVID-19 pandemic, and they both recovered at the same time, and they both corrected here at the same time. Then they both recovered at the same time, and it was only really recently the election season era where there was a really strong like inverse correlation. It was only like at that range that there was a strong inverse correlation. But if you're looking at the chart, what's going on now? They're both rallying towards the new all-time high, right? Bitcoin and the stock market both rallying to new all-time high. I mean, look, isn't that interesting? They're both in a similar position, right? So it's not decoupling. Even though the stock market is down right now, they're both kind of in a similar position. So keep that in mind, guys. There is a strong degree of correlation between Bitcoin and the stock market. And let's say, you know, if the stock market is very bullish, Bitcoin is very bullish. If the stock market is very bearish, Bitcoin is very bearish, right? That's just usually how it goes, right? And now they're both looking, you know, the people that claim that the correlation is not real, I mean, I would like to hear them talk about it now. They're both, Bitcoin and the stock market are both hitting new all-time highs. Anyway, it's not perfectly correlated all the time, but it is generally correlated. What is up, guys? What is up? Yeah, Bitcoin profits flow into alts, said TR. Yeah, that can happen if Bitcoin consolidates. So looking at the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin right now, check it out, right? Look, we're on this trend, and, you know, we bounce off of this parabolic trend line, you know, as we're forming it. We rally up above it, come back to test it, rally up above it, come back to test it, rally up above it, come back to test it, rally off of it. You know, it's likely that before we break the all-time high, we would at least come back to retest it before breaking out. If we break below the trend line, then we're probably going to have a major correction before, you know, for the next like month or two. So we'll see. What's up, everybody in the chat? I think I missed some chat. X-Pilot is saying that, what do I expect for Chainlink? He says, hey, Kevin, you were perfect when you spoke about Link in its bubble. It just had, what do you think, what do you anticipate it for it soon? Guys, you know, I keep saying this, and I don't know why people don't understand it. All the altcoins are doing pretty much the same thing, right? Bitcoin's being very bullish. The altcoins are not getting attention, right? And people are like worried. They're like, oh my God, why isn't it going up? And it's like, you're literally like, you're like beating yourself over the head with a bat and like not realizing that you're doing it. That's a horrible way to put it, but like, it's just the way it is. When Bitcoin moons, altcoins don't do that well. And it's like, we have to remember that. And we know what Chainlink needs to do. We know that Chainlink needs to get above $13.66 if it's going to come up to that $15 level. Right? And once you do that, sorry guys, I got a really stuffy nose right now. Once you do that, then you could start the next major uptrend, right? But we've had a lot of, this zone is very critical, a lot of previous resistance, a lot of previous support, resistance, right? This is like a major pivot point in the trend, right? This was like a huge zone. A lot of people that got into Chainlink late were buying right in this area right here. So there's going to be resistance here, but if you can reclaim that zone, then it's going to get very bullish. Right? But yeah, Chainlink needs to get above 1366. And it's not going to be good. You know, if Chainlink, right now Chainlink is in a pretty good position. If Chainlink starts to come down again, right, and trade sideways more, I think a lot, like people are going to get uninterested in it, and it's going to lose some momentum, right? And we could trade sideways for even longer, and that's for most altcoins. But as long as Bitcoin can have a healthy consolidation right now, then altcoins may actually pop because we have new money coming into the market, right? There's a lot. I mean, we have 1,400 people watching this stream. That's pretty good, and that means there's a lot of attention. So I think that altcoins actually have a better shot at having a breakout soon because of the new money that's coming in and the attention. But it depends. It really depends. Like, there's a huge difference between the amount of attention I was getting on my streams here, or, yeah, whatever, like in this range, versus right now. Like going from below 14 to above 17, huge difference in attention on streams, views, everything. Big difference, right? It's like everybody that, it's like the Google trend searches aren't going up, but it's almost like the crowd of people that forgot about Bitcoin are now starting to see it again, and they're jumping in again, right? So there's like that first wave of FOMO coming in. And the real FOMO has not started yet. The real FOMO has not actually started yet. I have a really stuffy nose today. So annoying. Guys, we almost have 1,000 likes on this stream. Let's get 1,000 likes on this stream. So we got a lot of questions in chat now. Somebody says XRP going up fast. Is that true? Not really. XRP is the worst performing top crypto. Will it moon? Probably. At some point it's going to moon. I mean, I was saying on Twitter, I know that there's a lot of people, there's a lot of analysts that I respect that like XRP, and I guess they've done research that led them to believe XRP is a good investment. Like DIY investing really likes XRP, and I respect DIY investing, Donovan, but I personally disagree. I don't think XRP is a good asset to hold. The insiders are selling. The reason why it's downtrending is because somebody with a lot of XRP continues to sell. That's the only reason why it would keep going down. Anyway, you have these highs here from February, you're right, like 35 cents, and then just below that area, 33 cents. So here's the thing, guys. Crypto's like getting really bullish right now. XRP has been in a descending triangle for 2 years, which was a clear bearish pattern for multiple years. For multiple years, the selling interest for XRP was stronger than the buying interest. That was very clear. There was no good reason to be bullish on XRP for 2 years. Until 2020, when you broke below the descending triangle, you find support, create a higher low, pop up above resistance. Then it's like, okay, here we go. Instead of being like really just like hyped on XRP for no reason, which a lot of people are, and I think even they can admit that, you finally have now a confirmation that, oh, we're trending up. We have higher lows. We're coming up on this horizontal resistance. We may get our first macro higher high for XRP since 2017. Hasn't even happened yet, guys. So XRP is finally getting to a point where you may actually get your first macro higher high. And there you go. Then you might start to see some moves, right? Then you can start targeting these these resistances, like 50 cents is, what is this, 50 cents probably? Then you can start targeting 50 cents, 75 cents, $1, right? But you gotta make a macro higher high. And that's, what XRP is attempting to do right now. And we haven't even gotten that yet. XRP is really lagging behind because somebody on the inside keeps selling. It's the only reason why it wouldn't be doing well. But maybe they'll pump it. It's pretty clear that somebody was buying a lot of XRP in the beginning of 2020. A lot of accumulation at that low level. So, somebody did, stock up on XRP down there. And then we saw higher lows from there. So insiders probably reaccumulated at the low. And now they're looking to pump this thing again. And what I was saying to Donovan Jolly, DIY investing, right here, like literally right before we started to break out for XRP, I said something on Twitter. I was like, buying XRP right now, even though I hate XRP, buying it right now is low risk. Low risk. And it's still pretty low risk, actually, because we haven't even made a higher high. I don't know how hard XRP is going to pump, but it is a low risk play. At least it was when I was talking about it here, like 27 cents. We're just like, we've completely just like bottomed. There's like lack of interest. Maybe interest picks up now, possibly. We'll see. Anyway, that's XRP. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy XRP. I'm not a fan of it, but it is a low risk play. At least it was a couple of days ago, and now it's up pretty big since then. Pretty big. Really not that much. For XRP, it's a lot, I guess. I missed a lot of chat. What's up, guys? Bitcoin is just perched up here in bullish no man's land. Just hovering around that 17,700 level. Pretty amazing. I mean, right now, Bitcoin holders are very comfortable because we're on this parabolic trend. We've bounced right off the parabolic trend line. We've just like here before, we've extended off of it. So even if you do get a sell-off, you have time to. So even if you do get a sell-off, you have time to consolidate to really figure out the deal, right? So Bitcoin is in a really comfortable spot here, and we'll see how high we go, right? But I'm very comfortable with Bitcoin here. Even if we do sell off, we got time to see what's going to happen before we meet the trend line again. So this is it's really awesome. It's really amazing. Bitcoin's performing so well right now, and I'm not really all that worried. I know what I'm looking for if we're going to get a breakdown. I know what to look for. But right now, things are looking pretty good. What is up, guys? We got even more people joining in on the chat. Guys, we're almost at 1,000 likes. We're so close. We are so close. Let's hit 1,000 likes on this stream and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And guys, the Cryptowatch platform is the platform you see me use in these videos, which is the first link in the description. You can chart and you can also trade off of the chart, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now. This is an ETH trade I have. I opened upon the ETH2 news, which I posted in my Patreon, and it's going pretty well. I should have logged Bitcoin instead with leverage instead of Ethereum. But obviously I have my long-term bags. But I took a 5x trade, a small 5x trade on Ethereum based on the ETH2 news. Because I don't usually trade leverage, but I figured this would be a good time. And so far so good. But it almost would have just been better to do this for Bitcoin. It would have been way better. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that you can chart and trade. Guys, you can literally trade off of your charts. And you can connect yourself to all the top exchanges, right? You can connect yourself to Coinbase Pro, Kraken, Binance, whatever, and trade directly off of your charts, right? That way you don't have to log in all the time to every exchange. So that's, the links are below, guys. It's free to sign up. Click that link below. It's free. It's free, free, free. Cryptowatch is free. Click that link below. Hey Kevin, what do you think about Chainlink will fly or go over 20? What's your approximate take on this? Yeah, guys, I'm very confident that Chainlink is going to go above $20. I'm very confident. My alarms are going off. Again, Bitcoin is very bullish, which means altcoins are getting less attention. If Bitcoin consolidates, altcoins might find support for the short term. If Bitcoin breaks above 20,000 and the news cycles start pumping Bitcoin again and we're breaking above 20K, what's going to happen is the general population is going to go, oh, wow. And the news media will grab a hold of the general pop's attention. And then the general population is going to start looking at crypto, FOMOing into Bitcoin. And then there's going to be a large group of people that go on Coinbase and they go, what's cheaper than Bitcoin? And they're going to buy the altcoins, right? So there's going to be dumb money flooding into the market, pushing prices up for the next year potentially if we break 20,000. And that's going to help accelerate the altcoin moves. And, as crypto becomes more developed, a lot of these altcoins will become more valuable over time. For all the, you're gonna hear a lot of people out there that talk about altcoin or Bitcoin maximalists are going to say every altcoin is a shit coin and every altcoin is bad, which is really stupid to say. It's very ignorant to say that all altcoins are bad because there's some very innovative things taking place right now. If you understand the potential of blockchain technology, then you know that altcoins do have potential depending on what altcoin you're buying. You can't just be blindly buying alts. But some of the smartest people in crypto, like Ivan on Tech, he looks at all these different altcoins as well because he knows that blockchain has more potential than just Bitcoin. I mean, if you tell me that Bitcoin's the only coin that should exist, you're literally doing a complete disservice to blockchain, and you're completely limiting blockchain and saying it's just Bitcoin. Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. There is definitely room for altcoins, and some altcoins are going to do extremely well in the next bull cycle. You best believe it, right? And Ethereum is one of those. I mean, the Commodities Future Trading Commission even gave Ethereum like the green light, basically saying they want US to lead a blockchain. They think Ethereum is great. So like even regulators are warming up to Ethereum. So Ethereum is a great bet in this market. You know, there's definitely room for alts, and I think Chainlink is very likely going to be breaking above 20,000 in a bull market. I have absolutely no doubts about that. And if the bull market is like a year long, you know, Chainlink could be headed towards, you know, potentially 100, right? If the bull market is 1 year long. Totally possible. We've seen it before, and that's not even a crazy thing to say. It might seem crazy, but it's really not. Ethereum went from $6 to 1,400 in a year. $6 to 1,400 in the year 2017. Think about that. Chainlink going from 12 to 100 is less than a 10x. That's so easy. That's so possible. You kidding me? So Bitcoin's seeing a little bit of resistance here on the 1 hour, looking at the 1 hour. Seeing a little bit of a dip here, a little bit of profit taking coming in, which is expected. Nothing to worry about yet. So looking at the 4 hour chart now, we can see that Bitcoin is still perched up here, sitting just below, or hit prices just below 18,000. We're still perched up at these levels, and it's looking pretty good. Keep in mind, for all of you longer term traders out there, you know, no matter what Bitcoin does here, unless we get some really clear rejection candle, you know, Bitcoin still has the opportunity to trade sideways and consolidate, you know, above this upward sloping trend line before getting a continued push to the upside. If Bitcoin at any point starts to break below this trend line, then you could start to look for some downside targets, right? Maybe potentially testing that 2019 high at 13.814K, maybe, if we get a major breakdown. But you never know. You never know what the velocity of a breakdown is going to be. It's always hard to tell that in advance, but just keep in mind that we can still test this upward sloping trend line for a long time before we really know what's going to happen. So there's no real rush for the longer term people out there. I wouldn't jump to any conclusions anytime soon. And again, if you're new to crypto, trying to like sell the exact top to buy the exact low and sell the exact top and buy the exact low, it's really you're probably not going to, if you're new, you're probably not going to succeed. I don't want to discourage you, but if you're trying to sell the exact top and buy the exact low, if you're new, you probably won't be able to. And you're going to chop yourself up, and you're going to get confused, and you're going to damage your portfolio. So what you want to do is actually focus on getting more capital into your portfolio, like make money, income, invest in Bitcoin on the next dip. Prepare now for a dip. And we may not get one, but I'm just saying get some cash prepared for a potential dip. That way, if we do get it, you're ready for it, and you're not sitting there thinking, oh my God, I should have sold the top because then I could have bought cheaper. It's like, yeah, everyone wants to do that. But what you should do is just get more money ready to buy the dip so that if it goes down, cool, just buy the dip, right? Because this could be the last dip before a major uptrend. I just wouldn't worry about trying to time the market. It's if you're new, it's very difficult to do that. If you think Bitcoin's going to do well long term, then just keep holding and buy the dips. If you think you have no idea, then if you just have no idea what's going on, and you've made a lot of money, sell half, keep half. You know, like you just gotta come up with your own plan, right? But again, we don't have any confirmations. Right now we're very bullish, and we could, it depends. If we consolidate into this trend line and bounce again, then we'll probably end up breaking the all-time high. If we consolidate into this trend line and break below it, then we could be looking for 14K on the next dip. So for now, we have no confirmation of anything. We're just very bullish. There's no top confirmation. There's nothing. We're just very bullish. Strange Locust says, buy the dip. How would we know what the dip is? Well, if there is a dip at any point, right? Let's say we do dip at any point, which we may not. You're gonna know basically when people say when there's a big red candle and people are saying to you, "Oh, bull run's over. We're gonna go to 9K. We're gonna go to 6K. Bitcoin's going to 3K." When you hear that, then you could probably start buying, right? Once people start telling you it's over, you can start buying because then very likely the smart money is gonna be accumulating on that dip for the next major run. So when you start to hear the doomsday stuff, then it's probably a good time to buy, right? Because Bitcoin has way too much demand, way too much momentum to not, have a major bull run right now. So if you start to see, if we do get a major dip and people are doomsdaying this dip, that's your buy signal. Guys, one of my favorite plays, one of my favorite things to do in the crypto is just buying extreme red. Like when you see like huge, like when things get like really, there's a huge red candle and people are freaking out. Literally just buying that massive fear, that capitulation candle. That's like sometimes the best play because you buy into this major dip, this major capitulation candle. And then you're going to see like some activity and you just like bounce. Like there's always some great volatility during those moments. So if you see a major dip, start accumulating all those major red candles. Because you usually get rewarded pretty quickly when you have major capitulation in the crypto market. Especially if the trend is pointed up, right? If the trend is up like it is now and you get a major capitulation candle, usually you get rewarded fast. Right, you get a pretty quick reward. If the trend is down overall and you get a capitulation candle, yeah, you're probably not going to do well, right? But if the trend is pointed up, whenever there's a big dip, a big red candle, buy the dip because you're going to get rewarded pretty quickly. Very likely, you're going to get rewarded fast. That's pretty much all I'm trying to say. I don't think I explained that very well, but all I'm trying to say is if we do get a breakdown of this trend and we crack down, we start falling down to 14K. If you buy the dip, you'll probably get rewarded quickly. That's usually how that works. You'll create a larger scale trend. And that would be coming in along the 21-week EMA probably. Let's pull that up. Yeah, maybe. It might be coming close to it if we did dip there. Who knows? Again, this is all just speculation. But I think that 14K would be an optimal buy opportunity right now. If you ever see 14K, I'd say it's a very, very strong buy. A lot of people, basically what you're going to notice, like, again, I'm just completely speculating right now, just talking, right? Because we've been streaming for a while. I'm just talking, right? Bitcoin can remain bullish. We can keep pumping, right? I'm not saying there's no top confirmation right now. Everything's good. Everything's great. Bitcoin can keep pumping. We could trade sideways until what? We could trade sideways until November 21st and still be very bullish. We could literally just straight up sell off, trade sideways till November 21st and be very bullish and pump again. Right? So you have a lot of time to think about what's going on. There's nothing immediate happening. You can relax. Bitcoin's doing great. Now, I'm going to talk about some bearish stuff. If Bitcoin cracks below this upward sloping trend line, and let's say you bought Bitcoin here or something, right? You bought Bitcoin there. Like a lot of people on my Patreon, I put out a Bitcoin buy signal right when we broke above this area. That's when I added that one Bitcoin into that experimental portfolio for everybody in Patreon. So let's say you also bought Bitcoin with me right there when we broke out. What's very likely going to happen in your head, the psychology of it is if we break down at some point, you're going to go, oh my God, and the price is going to be tanking. You're going to go, oh, tanking, right? Just a correction. And you're going to go, oh my God, I should be selling now. Oh my God, it's going down. But in reality, you should be preparing to buy. You see? Because the area of maximum fear, let's say we come back to 14K, the area of maximum fear right here is the area that your brain, because your brain is built for immediate survival, your brain is going to want to sell because you're scared. But the actual move is to buy more. So when you're dumping, right, you should be preparing to buy more, right? Because if you bought here, you're going to be thinking, oh my God, I don't want to lose my gains. We're going down. But in reality, you're coming up to a buy opportunity zone. If we did see a dump at any point, and that's where you want to buy. It's that simple, guys. Right? You want to go against your survival instincts, which is your brain will tell you to sell when it's going down, down, down. Right? In reality, a lot of people right now in the comment section they're like, oh my God, I just FOMO'd. Well, the area that we're in right now is a potential profit zone. This is what I keep saying to everybody that's in my Patreon. I keep saying this. I said, we're very likely entering that next wave of over-enthusiasm, FOMO fever for Bitcoin. I personally wouldn't long this area. I think it's a potential profit zone. Even if we do break above 20K, I wouldn't regret not buying here. This is a pretty risky area to long, right? It is risky. So you got to go against your instincts, right? You got to be buying the red and then thinking about, maybe taking profit or whatever. Depends on how strong of a hodler you are. When we're pumping up and we're seeing these crazy green candles, that's like when you got to be thinking, okay, is this a profit zone? And then when we're crashing down, correcting down, you got to be thinking, okay, is this a buy zone? I'm talking to all the new people because we have a lot of new people watching this right now. And I'm just trying to get your mind straight here that you have to go against the survival instinct in your brain because your brain is built for immediate survival. That's what it's built for. So that's why you FOMO and that's why you panic. So you got to start acting against your immediate survival brain. And instead be a predator when the market is red and it looks scary and you think you want to sell. You got to be a predator and you actually got to take action and buy. You see? You got to reverse your mindset. Think like a predator. Just looking at chat, I've missed a lot of chat. So we're just talking about possibilities, obviously, here on this screen. What's up, guys? We have a lot of people watching still. 1,364. Definitely hit that like button. Oh, we hit 1,000 likes on the stream. Very cool. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Subscribe if you're new. I'm just looking at chat. I've missed a lot of chat. I want to see what you guys are talking about now. I've been talking for a while. Let's see what you guys are talking about. I've missed a lot here. Max says, I must say, Kevin has taught me almost everything I know about cryptocurrency. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be invested in any cryptocurrency. This is a really good dude. I appreciate that, Mac. Much appreciated, man. It's a nice comment. Just looking at chat. Chris Griffin says, I just joined in. Are you calling a pullback? No. That's like, people are very, not to like come at Chris. People always assume things so easily in crypto. They get very emotional so fast. It's like, I'm just showing, there's two drawings on the chart. There's a very bullish drawing and a bearish drawing. And we've been discussing how we can figure out when is Bitcoin going to pull back, what is it going to look like, what to look out for. If we dip, where could we buy? How do we know if Bitcoin's just going to keep pumping? We've been talking about all of these things. I'm not calling for a dip. I'm showing you guys what it could be if we dip, like what you need to look for. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen, right? So just keep that in mind. We don't know how much FOMO there's going to be. If the news just starts pumping Bitcoin right now over the next week, and they like every news station just starts talking about Bitcoin all of a sudden, we might just break straight through 20,000 because the news did that. So if somebody makes a prediction, there's a little bit of luck involved too, during moments like this, right? It's not like anything is possible. Maybe a major whale thinks that the economy is going to go down or something, and they want to dump, so they sell. There's a huge red candle. Anything can happen. So keep that in mind, guys. When you're listening to people, analysts like me on YouTube or anybody, just remember anything can happen, and don't put too much trust into people. You got to have your own opinion, because this is really a game that is very hard to predict. Yeah, guys, I'm not buying XRP. I was talking about it earlier, but I'm not buying XRP. Even if XRP pumps to 50 cents a dollar or more, or $3 or $10 or something crazy, it's going to dump again. Like, it's going to have that weird multi-year sell-off thing, because the insiders are just churning the price. They're just churning the price. So here's the really cool thing, guys. We see Bitcoin right now is, let's go to the 4 hour. Actually, let's go to the 1 hour. So we can see Bitcoin is consolidating here, right? We saw a little bit of a dump. Really nothing. I can't even call it a dump. Little bit of a profit taking, and now we're kind of pushing up. And because we stalled for a second there, we are starting to see altcoins come up. Like Chainlink right now is actually popping back up above 13. So because Bitcoin's consolidating a little bit and everything's really bullish and there's new money coming into the market and there's a lot of attention, altcoins are starting to push up a little bit here. So Chainlink coming up to 13, and it would be really nice to see Chainlink break out again. And I would really like to see Ethereum pop up here. Ethereum is coming up again on that resistance. We're at 482 right now. Ethereum at 482. And what you're looking at is the trade that I posted in Patreon on November 4th or 5th. Guys, if you are interested in supporting this channel, you can join Patreon, get extra content, and see what I'm doing in the crypto market. Just as a quick overview, I started to build a portfolio from scratch at the beginning of 2020 to see how well I could perform as an experiment. And I turned that portfolio from a value of 20K total. I invested 20,000 total, and it's now almost 70 grand this year. So 20K to 70 grand just by trading crypto, no margin trading. I turned 20K into almost 70 grand just by trading spot, regular, right? Altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever. So that is going really well. And also I've started to post trades like this. I don't do it all that much in Patreon, but I'm starting to do more swing trading in Patreon. So if you guys are interested in, that type of content, while also supporting the channel, you can join Patreon. And also have a VIP chat you can join as well. Yeah, I opened this one at 411. I took I had an extra, I think I had $1,150 in USDC, US dollar coins sitting on Coinbase, and the F2 news came out, so I sent that into Kraken, went 5x on Ethereum, and it's gone well so far. I figure if Ethereum 2 gets it, Ethereum 2 got announced, and I was like, I don't think I can go wrong here by going long on Ethereum after the ETH2 contract was released. I was like, I don't think this can go wrong. So I traded the news. I went long on ETH based on the news. And now I'm just holding this trade. The fees are starting to eat me up a little bit, but it looks like we might be getting the breakout that I'm looking for soon. Yeah, I mean, at this point, a lot of people are talking in the chat. At this point, like I was already accumulating everything I wanted, like all year, right? Like, and even in the Patreon portfolio, I bought a lot of Bitcoin here after we got that breakout confirmation of the resistance trend. And since then, I've been reluctant to buy more. I've been like, I don't want to FOMO into this. Not totally sure how much momentum we're going to have moving forward. Are we going to get a pullback below the all-time high? From my experience, it's likely that we would, though it doesn't have to happen. So I was just thinking I'm not going to buy more until we get some kind of correction. If we just break straight through 20K, great, whatever. Cool. I could have bought more, but making gains, it's all good. I'm just being a little conservative. Allow fear in your heart to guide your trades. I'm not sure if that's going to work well. Oh, let's see. Just looking at chat. Just looking at chat. Yeah, so Chainlink is coming up above 13 now, which is pretty cool. Somebody's asking for my end of year Chainlink price prediction. I mean, if you just go, it's very hard to predict. If you just go with this upward sloping trend line and you just go to the end of the year, we would be at $20. So 20 end of year is totally possible. And we're already halfway through November. More than halfway through November already. So in a month and a half, could Chainlink be back at the all-time high? I think it's possible. If Bitcoin sees a major correction before breaking 20K, then maybe that gets set back a bit. But for now, Bitcoin's remaining bullish. Michael Vincent says, how do you see the $300,000 price prediction for end of 2021? Well, let's see. I mean, the only thing you can really do is go off of the stock to flow model. To really, like, if you're going to be speculative here. The last time we had the halving, we ran up. We topped out close to the top of the channel here for the stock to flow model. So yeah, I mean, I guess 300,000 would be like the top of the channel for the stock to flow model. So yeah, is it possible? I guess if we're going to follow a similar path as last time. And now instead of this just being this, I call this like the discovery phase of Bitcoin. This is when everyone actually found out about Bitcoin because when you go around and you ask your friends or some random person on the street and you say, hey, do you know about Bitcoin? They're going to go, oh yeah, I've heard about that. That was because of 2017. And so I call 2017 the discovery phase. This was like early adopter phase, below 1100, below 1200. That was early adopter phase. Above here, this is discovery phase. And now we're entering institutional phase where Bitcoin goes legitimate. Bitcoin becomes legitimate. Bitcoin becomes legitimized by banks and institutions, which we are seeing right now as well. And yeah, I mean, for the institutional phase, for the phase of, I don't even know what I want to call it, the phase of legitimacy for the crypto industry, when crypto becomes legitimate, the institutional phase, yeah, I mean, with there's a lot of money in institutions, Bitcoin could end up going towards 300,000. It's totally possible. I mean, basically your target is anywhere in between like 40,000 and 300,000, which is a pretty big range, but that's the same thing here. 3,000 to 14, or 3,000 to 20,000. We would probably end up testing the top of the range, but you know, the most conservative estimate is 100,000. You could just go with the median price of a conservative estimate of 100K. If we're very bullish, 300K. If we're not very bullish, 50K, something like that. Just going off stock to flow. Just random speculation. Totally guessing right there. But you know, that also has a lot to do with if the stock market is bullish. If the stock market enters a bear market and we start crashing, then Bitcoin's not going to perform that well. If the stock market goes into a bull market, then we're probably going to perform pretty well. Right now the S&P is, this is the orange line is Bitcoin. Right now the S&P is also hitting the all-time high area. So if the S&P can enter a bull market, you know, then things are going to be looking pretty good. I mean, Bitcoin's been a little bit less correlated to the stock market recently, in recent times, a little bit less. I mean, now it's pretty correlated again, but if the S&P breaks out into a new all-time high, then Bitcoin may break above 20K. Right? Because that's just bullish sentiment. That's more bullish sentiment for crypto. If the stock market reverses, that's going to create uncertainty for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin might also dump below 20,000 to retest some support before breaking above 20K. Right? So that can affect Bitcoin. What the stock market does can absolutely affect Bitcoin. So in my opinion, it is worth looking at the stock market. It's totally worth watching, because if the S&P stops, you know, or finds resistance at the all-time high and dumps, Bitcoin could get that correction down to 14K we were talking about. That could initiate that. That could be a catalyst for it. And if the S&P breaks out again to new all-time highs, Bitcoin may end up just consolidating and breaking above 20K. Guys, the world does affect Bitcoin. World events do affect Bitcoin. The global markets do affect Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not decoupled from the world. You understand? Bitcoin is not decoupled from the world. That is a myth, a complete myth. If it was, it wouldn't have crashed in March. Bitcoin is correlated to the world and to the global markets and the S&P. Somebody says rename the stream. Why? Oh, 17.8K plus. Somebody's offended. I'm just going to write 17.8K because that's where I started it. But yeah, now Bitcoin is consolidating here, and we see Chainlink is now coming up. Guys, Chainlink is starting to push higher. I'll change the name of the stream to F-Link at the end as well. There you go. So Chainlink is looking pretty good. We're actually setting up in a pretty bullish posture, and if Chainlink can get above $13.66, then we're going to be headed for 15 probably. So that's that. And Ethereum, what is Ethereum doing right now? Ethereum really needs to get above 489. Everyone's waiting on Ethereum. If ETH can get above 489, it's going to be looking pretty good. TR says hype in the chat. I've never asked for that. Guys, hype in the chat. Let's see what you can do. Go crazy in the chat. Post the emojis, fire emojis. Go nuts. Let's see how crazy we get in chat. So Bitcoin on the hourly is still holding 17,700. So we're not really losing steam yet, actually. We could keep going up. Steam hasn't been lost yet. Guys, I want to see fire emojis, everything. Rich says, "Let's go nuts." So let's also take a look at the channel that we're in here. I'm not sure how you would map this channel out. Is it even a valid channel? That's the question. Is this a valid channel to analyze? Kind of. Oh my God, chat is going crazy right now. That's what I like to see. I'm not sure. Let's see. I mean, this is on log. We could go to linear maybe. Chat is going nuts. Yeah, if you go in linear, it's a little bit more of a parabolic move. I mean, I guess you could look at this as a channel, though it's not perfect. It's not perfect or anything. But yeah, we're coming up to the top side of that right now. So yeah, maybe the trend will end up, it's possible that we lose steam here for a bit, maybe before continue up later, but there's no confirmation of that right now. If we do break out again, that would be unbelievable. So this is the short-term channel. And I know a lot of people were actually looking at the long-term channel, which I guess you could have looked at like this. We're so far gone from this area, though. What were people looking at? I think it was this. But it might have been on linear. So we had like this channel as well, which is kind of like a channel, I guess. Upward sloping channel. And then we came up to it and confirmed support along it. And now we're in this even smaller channel. I mean, if we get above this one and confirm support along that, then we probably end up breaking 20,000, right? If we pop above this, confirm support, that's like an all-time high break right there. But it's also possible that maybe we top out around the 18K level, consolidate again before running up. We'll see. All just speculation right now, as Bitcoin is just hovering in no man's land at these extremely bullish levels. We'll have to wait for pattern development. We'll have to wait to see what actually happens here. Very hard to tell. Very, very hard to tell. Because the market is kind of just taking over. The FOMO buyers are just taking over right now. And if you look in the 4-hour chart, the volume is exceeding previous levels here, so that could be a sign that we're entering the last major FOMO phase of this run, short term, before getting a correction, maybe. Bitcoin is now exceeding previous levels on the 4-hour chart of this 4-hour that we're in right now is now at the highest levels of volume since, well, let's mark that up. We're at the highest levels of volume on the 4-hour since when? For probably a very long time. Since this dump. So looking pretty, there's a lot of momentum here. There's a lot of interest. We'll see if basically, if you're looking at the 4-hour chart and we get like some crazy wick up to like 18.5 and then a rejection, and then we see like huge volume, we get like a clear rejection candle there, then it could be a local top. As of right now, there is no confirmation of a local top. If we get a blow off top with a wick down with a huge level of volume, then we could confirm a local top. But for now, still looking pretty good. For now, still looking pretty good, which is crazy, right? As of right now, there is no major pivot. There's no major reversal. We're just continuing to be bullish here for Bitcoin. So there's nothing that I want to do right now other than just wait to see. And let's see what the altcoins can do in the meantime. Chainlink is actually getting some more support here. $13.15, looking pretty good. Millennial Motivation says, when you longed ETH, I went long Bitcoin. I guess you're talking about the short-term trade. I guess you're in Patreon. See, guys, I know there's a lot of patrons. A lot of you guys that are in my Patreon are in this chat, but your names are different on YouTube than they are in Discord, than they are on Patreon, so I can't always tell who you are. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm like skipping over patrons' messages. I can't tell who you guys are. Unless you make your name on YouTube like identical to what it is in Discord or Patreon, then maybe I'll recognize you, but it's hard for me to keep track of all you guys. And guys, even if you don't end up joining the Patreon, join the Discord for free here. Let me post the link. I mean, you'll notice that I'm usually in the VIP chat more than I am in general chat, but you can join Discord with that link, guys. Join the Discord channel. So if Chainlink can get above $13.66, then we're going to be making the first major high in a while. And this is a pretty big pivot point, right? We have resistance and major support at $13.66. So that's the area that you need to get a pivot above, confirm support and rally. And then we'll be headed for $15 or more. And, you know, maybe if we hold above this trajectory, we'll be hitting $20 end of year for Chainlink. We're getting close to it. If we at least maintain this upward trajectory. People keep asking about Uni because we've had a Uni pump, but, you know, right now you're at resistance. Of course, buying at resistance is risky, but if you wait for confirmation of a break above $394 and then a retest of support and you confirm that support level and you start to rally, then entering for a long could be less risky if you do that. But you're at resistance now. I'm liking what I'm seeing with Chainlink. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. We're maintaining this higher high, higher low trajectory. And Ethereum still, I mean, I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with Ethereum. Not really. I'm just like annoyed that we can't get a breakout. I feel like Ethereum should have broken out by now, and it's almost annoying that it hasn't broken out yet. What's up, guys? We got 1,400 people watching this stream. This could be one of the most this could be the highest views I've had on a stream, possibly, or at least pretty close. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yeah, guys, if Ethereum breaks out, for me, that's just going to be like the cherry on top. I'm going to be so happy. I got a decent amount of Ethereum. I also have this trade going right now, this 5x trade for Ethereum going. So if Ethereum can break out, I'm going to be very happy. And it seems like it should be able to. As long as Bitcoin doesn't get a violent quick dump at some random point and we just consolidate for a bit, Ethereum's going to pop and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Chainlink looking really good, coming up to $13.18. $13.18. Looking great. So alts are starting to find some support. Even XRP is starting to come up here. Even XRP is starting to come up. Finally seeing some sort of visual base of support with higher lows. I'm not really a fan of XRP, but it is the top number 3, or what is it now? Is it number 3? Number 4 because of Tether. Top crypto, so it's worth keeping an eye on. People are asking about Uni. Somebody's saying Bitcoin Cash breakouts. I'm not really a fan of Bitcoin Cash, but we'll look at it. What do I want to look at it on? What do we got here? I haven't looked at Bitcoin Cash since my last stream. Bitcoin Cash is not breaking out. Somebody just said Bitcoin Cash breakout. Guys, it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing. What do you mean? This is like worse than Litecoin. Because Litecoin actually got a breakout finally. Bitcoin Cash, absolutely no movement. That's crazy, actually. Almost no movement. Litecoin finally got a breakout the other day. Which is cool, right? I mean, the Litecoin chart is pretty simple. You got your major support level at 25. You got some resistance in between 84.50 and 98.28. And of course, you have another top here that you could be looking at. But 84.50 is that next upside target. And I was actually doing a one-on-one call on Patreon with somebody, and I was saying we broke out, we confirmed support along this, and if you get above that high, you're very likely looking for 84.50, and it seems like that's almost what we're doing right now. Although I didn't take this trade, but it was a pretty simple trade, going above the downward sloping resistance to the next resistance target. This was a great trading range if you're trading Litecoin right now. Just trading above, or taking a long upon the multi-year resistance, you know, confirming that as new support, taking a long there and then trading it right up to the next resistance point. That was a really nice range to trade. Pretty simple trade, actually. Very simple. It's working out well. Now, Litecoin is easily finding support and momentum right now because it's been so... It's been underperforming, is what I'm trying to say. Litecoin has been doing nothing. And it's finally breaking out. So yeah, it's finding momentum pretty easily right now. Because interest is starting to return for Litecoin. Starting to return. Discord link. Somebody's asking for the Discord link. You can join Discord there. Guys, if you want to be a part of my VIP chat where I spend most of my time on Discord, you got to join the Patreon. You get extra content, and you can see what I'm doing with my secondary portfolio. You can see some of the trades I take, and you can become a part of the community. Kevin, is $11 link is still in play? $11 link? What do you mean? I don't know why you're asking about 11. 11? Why 11? I mean, right, if Chainlink gets above 1366, then no, 11 is no longer in play, because then we're going to be headed for 15. Chainlink is looking good. We're coming up on $13.20 right now. As you guys know, Chainlink is one of my favorite altcoins. And, you know, it's been trading sideways. It's been a bit boring recently, and we're finally starting to get a push. Joanne says, Kevin, your full name sounds Swedish. Is it? Yes, it is. It is. Mag Carl 2000. Oh, what's up, man? He says check CRO. I'm not sure exactly. Mage Carl. I've seen you in here 1,000 times. I'm not sure if you're in the Patreon or not. Again, it's hard for me to know if you're in Patreon. If you're just randomly commenting on YouTube with a different name, I'll never know. Let's see. CRO. Somebody's asking about CRO. Have I missed anything here? Have I missed any tips or something? I might have. Oh, I did. I think I missed Neb. I don't know how to say your name. Neb? I'll just call you Neb. 100 RSD. What is RSD? What is that currency? RSD? I don't recognize it. Serbian dinar. Serbian dinar. Coming in with the 100 Serbian dinar. It says MACD on 4 hour. For Bitcoin, I guess you were saying? I'll get to CRO in a second. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty positive here. Looking really bullish. And the volume is picking up, right? We're exceeding previous levels of volume on the 4 hour as well. And we still have 12, oh, we only have 12 minutes left on this 4 hour, which is really interesting. We're still pointed up. And we still haven't seen like a major, any obvious climax yet. Like no major wicks or anything. So there is still a potential that we could see a move into the 18K range. Man, if we just go straight through 20K, we're going to be going vertical. We're going to be going vertical. That's crazy. I don't even know what to expect at that point. Let's see what happens, guys. The only thing we can do right now is wait and watch. Somebody was asking about CRO. Let's see. What exchange would I want to go on here? I don't really look at CRO that much. How is OKX doing? Are they still suffering from the hack? I'm not sure if that's the exchange I want to look at. Which exchange do we need? Hit BTC maybe. Do we have history on CRO here? Come on, internet. There we go. Neb coming in with a 250 RSD. I appreciate it. It says smash that like button. And I agree, guys. Smash up that like button. Neb, I really appreciate you coming in with the 100 RSD and the 250 RSD, the Serbian dinar. Much appreciated. So, and Roxanne from Patreon and from the VIP chat, I would assume that's your name. Coming in with the 5. You don't have a picture though. Coming in with the 5. Much appreciated, Roxanne. So somebody was asking about CRO. And let's see, from low to high. From low to high, we're currently testing the 786 fib retrace. So we are at a fib retrace target that the market might be looking at. Also, we have this previous high here, which is coinciding with the 786. Right, so we have a major previous resistance right at this level that we're at right now for CRO to USD. And yeah, we're currently finding a little bit of support. And if altcoins do start to run, this would be the area of maximum opportunity for CRO. So this is actually probably a pretty good entry. Actually, probably a decent entry. And let's look at what are we on the weekly right now? The weekly just barely touched oversold territory. And yeah, we're hitting the 786 fib retrace target, and we're at a previous resistance. You would expect for CRO that this would be a good entry, actually. This would be a good entry for CRO. Yep. As long as Bitcoin doesn't have a crazy reversal at some point. CRO, this looks like a pretty good entry, actually. Not bad. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be reaccumulating here. If this chart, this is HIT BTC, CRO, USDT. I'm assuming this chart is fine. I don't really use HIT BTC. So let's see, 30-minute chart for Bitcoin. Interesting, we're finding support here, pushing up. Roxanne coming in with another $1. Much appreciated, Roxanne. A double tip. We got, so yeah, shout out so far to Dave, to Kelby, to VB, to Ryan Miles, to Josh Barr, to 75 Paris, Ryan Miles again. Neb twice coming up with the Serbian dinar, and Roxanne twice as well. Much appreciated to all of you. So yeah, we're in this channel right now coming up to resistance. If you want to look at this channel this way, you could. This is log scale. So, you know, we're at this point right now where maybe we could see a breakout or resistance. It's a pretty critical spot. This is like a pivot zone. So we'll see. I don't think we've actually ended this yet. There's no confirmation of a top, so we could actually go higher. Roxanne says, can we do fib extension on Bitcoin to see what levels are next, please? Yeah, I mean, there are... The crazy thing about Bitcoin is that, you know, we are pretty much in the stratosphere right now. So for the fib levels for Bitcoin, the fib extension or fib retrace, because there's a difference. For fib extension targets, if you go from the all-time high to the bear market low, Bitcoin on the first run-up retested that 618 fib extension target for that major upside target. And then we pulled back again, and then we rallied, and now we're above the 786, right? So we're above the 786 fib extension. We found a little bit of resistance there last week, and then we just pumped through it this week. And so the only other fib target right now is actually the 100% retrace at, you know, whatever all-time high you're looking at, whatever exchange you're looking at, just below 20K is the next upside fib extension target. Now, if you fib like this, your upside target after that is 24,451. But you could also change it up and go from the last major swing high to major swing low. And that would mean that your next upside target, because we've already exceeded the 100% fib extension, obviously, and you're breaking above the 1272, so your next target is actually 20K. So the fib targets are pointing to that, you know, all-time high level or 20K right now, actually. So it's getting quite bullish here. And your horizontal resistance is looking like, you know, first of all, 18,000 psychological level, which is where we currently are stopping at, potentially as high as 18,950. But I would be looking at 18K as a psychological price to test, a potential psychological resistance. Because right now you have to understand the market is kind of like deciding, you know, people, there's literally people right now, which could be some of you guys, who are deciding if, do I want to buy Bitcoin right now for 17,727? How much FOMO do I have? Like, you know, like it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. I think it's a bit risky. I think it's a bit risky to buy Bitcoin right now, as I keep saying, though, again, anything can happen. If Bitcoin does just rip straight through 20K, then that's great then the FOMOers will be rewarded for that. But if we just rip straight through 20K, I would actually suspect that we would end up seeing some kind of crazy volatility right there. Like something insane would probably happen if we just blew straight through 20K. I think we would see some kind of crazy action before actually breaking out. Now that's total speculation, but I cannot see Bitcoin just breaking through 20K and not doing something, you know, not retesting back below it. I would expect some crazy volatility if we break through 20K immediately. Again, total speculation. Things are still looking good, though. Somebody says, do you think TRX is better than XRP? You can't make the comparison. TRX is a completely different type of crypto than XRP. They have a different, you can't really compare them. So, looking pretty good across the board. It's nice to see Chainlink finally coming up a little bit here. Ethereum still at 483. Got to get over 489. And Bitcoin still perched up at 17,700. Vikron S coming in with another 5. Well, I think Vikron tips a lot. He says, stock market would have a single-digit PE potentially in the next 18 months. Where would that leave Bitcoin? It's a good question. I'm not completely sure. I mean, the way that I see it right now is as long as the S&P is starting to create higher lows at these all-time high levels, right? As long as the S&P is just remaining above the all-time high, at least creating higher lows in this range, then Bitcoin is going to remain bullish as well, right? If the stock market has a major reversal at any point, Bitcoin is going to probably struggle a little bit, probably. But, hopefully we just get a repeat of the last cycle where in the 2016 election, after the election, Bitcoin and the stock market both entered a 1-year-long uptrend. And hopefully we get a repeat of that. But, in terms of trend direction, there usually is a pretty strong degree of correlation, Vikram, we'll have to see. It's really hard. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. We have institutional FOMO right now, guys. We have institutional FOMO. Someone's saying, "Where do you see FOMO? Look at the Google Trends. There's no FOMO." It's like, yeah, not for retail, but we have institutional FOMO. Did you see what just happened, guys? PayPal crypto trading goes live in the US, right? That's pretty big news. That's a big deal. And also, let's see. Yeah, PayPal getting in is big news. We also have JP Morgan getting bullish on Bitcoin. Right, so a lot of things are turning around. We have big players like PayPal going live with crypto trading. We even have JP Morgan turning bullish on Bitcoin. Right? What else do we have? We also have the world's second largest bank issuing $3 billion in bonds that can be bought with Bitcoin. So we have a Chinese bank tokenizing bonds, and they are accepting Bitcoin in exchange for their tokenized bonds. So you have like all these things happening from an institutional level. Like there's way more than this going on right now. This is just like the tip of the iceberg. But this is causing institutions to think, smart money to consider, wait, if Bitcoin's going to enter a major bull run, I need to be accumulating below 20,000, right? So we do have institutional FOMO. So that's interesting as well. And that's why Google searches haven't gone up, because we have institutional FOMO, which is a small minority of people. And then once we break above 20K, just like last cycle, that's when Google searches start to come up. Once we get above 20K. But guys, there's definitely FOMO happening right now. Are you kidding me? Waffle coming in, he says, "Hey dog, love your content. What's your opinion on Yearn Finance, District OS, and Civics? These altcoins seem to be pumping." The creator of Yearn Finance said that the coin is supposed to have no value at all. It's supposed to have, that's what he said. Yearn is not, well, that's my opinion on Yearn. I don't know. I don't think that Yearn has any real long-term viability. I think it's a short-term fad, a short-term phase. Could Yearn pump to an insane degree in the next bull run? Probably. I mean, it's crypto, though. I don't know. I'm not really interested in Yearn. Yearn could pump hard. Who knows? District OX Civics, I don't really care about those. Those are old coins that I haven't heard anything from in a long time. maybe I'll look at them, but I'm not really interested at all. Not in district or civic. Not interested in those. And Year in Finance, I'm skeptical of. Very volatile. And the creator of it said it's not supposed to have any value. So I don't know. I'm not really a big on urine. Checking out chat. Guys, we got 1,352 people watching. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Subscribe if you're new. What's up to all the new people watching? So, overall, guys, we've just been discussing the Bitcoin trend. We're going parabolic. We're coming close to the all-time high. We're less than 10% away from the all-time high. And we're still well within this very bullish trend here. And we can remain bullish. Things can remain bullish even if we do. Let's say we go up to 18K. Even if we get rejection there, what we were talking about is how Bitcoin could trade sideways until November 22nd, until we actually know whether we're going to get a breakdown or continue to move up, right? So the bulls are in a very comfortable spot right now, right? We've just pushed off the upward sloping trend line again. Right, we were pushing off the trend line, just like on the way up, pushing off that trend line, coming back, pushing off that trend line, coming back, pushing off the trend line, consolidating, coming back, pushing off the trend line again. So, even if we do have any sort of stall in price, this trend can still remain very bullish. Totally possible, right? Things can still remain bullish. It's only until you break this trend line that things could get bearish, right? So right now, the bulls are in a very comfortable position. Well, hold on. We have three donations. Jay Nathan coming in with a 2 with a thumbs up. Much appreciated. Ventilos, one of my longest viewers of the channel, says, what do you think about Celsius and Cell Token? I haven't done enough research in it, though I have heard good things. And I think it's probably going to do well in the bull market, though I don't want to give it my own green light or anything. And David Light comes in and says, can you pump and dump me? I'm not sure how I would physically do that. How could I pump and dump David Light, guys? Let me know in the chat. How could I do that? I'm not sure how to achieve that. But I appreciate the 2. I appreciate the 20 Ventilos. Celsius, I don't have a strong opinion on it, but it seems like it has a momentum. It has momentum as a project. Future Sense says, sounds dirty. I agree. We're like in outer space with this soundtrack right now. Pretty fitting. Just looking at chat. Are you concerned about lack of volume? I mean, not really. Not really, guys. The volume is pretty decent, actually. The volume is actually pretty good. It's nothing crazy, but it's pretty good. I mean, even on the 4 hour, on the 4 hour right now, we have the most volume on the 4 hour right now in this area than we did, the last time we had this much volume on the 4 hour was right here during the dump. So keep that in mind as well. The 4 hour volume is pretty good, I believe. At least on one of these charts I was looking at, it was. Was it on Coinbase? I guess it was on Coinbase, not on Bitstamp. The Coinbase is a great exchange for analyzing volume because for obvious reasons. We have a lot of volume on the 4 hour for Coinbase right now. Pretty good amount of volume. It is completely possible that we continue up. Vad du svensk? I only understand a little bit of Swedish. I can understand a little bit of Swedish. I can't speak Swedish, though I am a Swedish citizen. But I live in the United States. I have a dual U.S.-Swedish citizenship. I can speak more German than I can Swedish. David Light, it seems like you're getting a lot of answers in the chat of how this can be achieved. Most people are scared of your tip. Oh wait, is this too loud? Maybe. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm actually gonna keep streaming, but I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, come back, and we will continue to see what Bitcoin's doing. I'll be back in just a little bit because Bitcoin is kind of just stalling at this price, and I want to take a bit of a break. How long have we been streaming for now? 2 hours or more? Been streaming for now over 2 hours. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll be right back, guys. Just gonna take a little bit of a break. Been streaming for a while. You know, check back in like 5-10 minutes. I should be back. I'll be right back.
Big things have small beginnings.
You guys like that intro? I've been making way more intros recently like that. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm still trying to come up with something for 20k Bitcoin. Because I know, like, I have so many epic intros that I've made. I know that 20k's got to be epic. And I have a few ideas. For 20k Bitcoin intro video, but it's really hard to decide. Guys, let me know in the chat, for all of you guys that are my regular viewers, let me know in the chat right now, do you like those intro videos? Click 1 for yes and 2 for no. I want to know in the comment section right now. All ones. Everyone loves the intro videos. I was just making sure. I figured you guys liked them, but I just wanted to make sure that nobody was like, I don't know. I never really like asked everyone yet. But yeah, I got some sick intros coming. You guys can watch, like, there's so many intros now on my channel. There's so many intros to watch. Bitcoin's still looking bullish here, guys. Still looking pretty bullish. And I just want to, for anyone who wants... Oh, we hit 32,000. We hit 32,000 subscribers. Let's go. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you guys subbing to the channel. Fireworks for 32,000 subscribers. Can we hit 33,000 on this stream? Probably not. Maybe. Guys, there's so many intro videos that you can watch. I should put them all on a playlist so you guys can see it better. Hold on, we got some tips coming in that I've missed. Whoops. Let's see. Mishka Vladimir says, I made 4,000 euros today. Thank you so much, Kevin. Don't thank me. Thank yourself. That's amazing. Mishka coming in with a 10. Said he made 4,000 euros today. And he's thanking me, which you should thank yourself. You're the one who did it. Congrats. Congrats. That's amazing. That's incredible. Let's see here. Did I miss anything else? Just making sure. Mishka came in with 2 donations, actually. I missed one of those. Much appreciated. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. But yeah, Bitcoin's sitting at 17,700, which is pretty cool. Bitcoin's still remaining parabolic, running off that trend line. And we're coming up on that 18K psychological level. We'll see if we can make it there. And the Coinbase 4-hour volume is very interesting. We're hitting the highest levels of volume on Coinbase on the 4-hour since September. So this is getting interesting. There's obviously a lot of FOMO fever. This is what I've been saying, guys. This is what I've been saying on a lot of my videos. On my recent videos, I was talking about 18K, you know, that next wave of FOMO fever coming in, and a lot of people thought I was being overly bullish, but it turned out to be true, right? A lot of times, guys, just going with the trend is the easiest, simplest, and best thing to do. The trend is your friend until the end of the trend, right? So if the trend is our friend until the end of the trend, what are we going to look for? Well, we would have to look for Bitcoin breaking below the trend line, which it's well above it here. So yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin remains above this trend line, you know, maybe we run up even higher, consolidate. As long as we're above this trend line, then the trend is our friend until we break the trend, right? Then the trend is no longer our friend. If you just bought along the upward sloping parabolic trend line, you would have made a lot of money. Oh yeah, I have fireworks on the screen right now because we hit 32,000 subscribers. Much appreciated, guys. That's awesome. That is awesome. Mishka coming in with another 25. Says, my pleasure, Kevin. You can call me John. We'll try to get a one-on-one with you. Have a Patreon. Thanks a bunch. That's awesome, man. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much for the donations. That's your 3rd donation in a row. Much appreciated. Yeah, if you want to do a one-on-one, you can. You can. I mean, even if you join the $35 slot in Patreon, I usually give everybody one call anyway, just for joining. So, you know, anybody who's already in Patreon, if you want to do a one-on-one, let me know. But if you join the one-on-one calls in Patreon, there's a lot of people in there, and it's up to you to basically, you know, schedule a call. I can't keep track of hundreds of people. You got to say, yo, Kev, I want to schedule a one-on-one with you, and I'll say, okay, let's do it this time. It's hard for me to reach out to every single person in Patreon and do that. So if you want to, let me know. So what do we got here for Chainlink? Coming up above 1320. Chainlink popping up. Chainlink, very interesting. Chainlink is looking like it wants to reach for that resistance again. If we get above 1366, we'll be headed for $15 US. You could also be looking at the 618 fib extension. So that's pretty cool. Everyone's still waiting on Ethereum. Everyone's still waiting on Ethereum to make a move here. I think Ethereum does have a shot at breaking out. I think it's quite likely. Like, there's a lot of attention coming to the crypto market right now. All we need to do is get above 489. And, you know, I've been saying for so long, like, while Ethereum was below 400, in all of my videos, in my chat, the VIP chat, in Patreon, like I was saying, accumulating Ethereum below 400 seems to be like a great idea. And it turned out to be right. At least for now. Especially with the ETH2 news. I mean, that was great timing if you're accumulating Ethereum below 400. Now we're getting some momentum looking to push. Yeah, I think Ethereum is very undervalued, and somebody's saying, is Ethereum going to go ballistic if Bitcoin breaks above 20K? I think so, guys. I think Ethereum is so undervalued, it's insane. Ethereum is the powerhouse of DeFi, and the fact that it's still below $500 is kind of crazy. If we break out, we could have good momentum, you know. And the area that we're coming up on for Ethereum right now is, you know, just that blow off top range from 2017, 2018. You know, we've had a lot of, this is just that last major wave of FOMO from 2017, 2018, right? And that is the current area of support that we're fighting right now, right? We were fighting support in that range. And if we can get above that, confirm support along it, and rally, you know, Ethereum is going to be officially in a bull market. So that's going to be cool. I'm really hoping for a breakout on ETH right now. Now, this is just, obviously, guys, I'm more of a long-term person. I'm more of a long-term trader, though I did take this trade based on the Ethereum 2 news, just because I figured it'd be a pretty good time to go long on ETH. But honestly, if I just went long on Bitcoin, it would have been even better. But whatever. I'm still in the trade, still holding it. So you guys remember, separate your long-term portfolio from your trading portfolio. You want to keep your long, you want to make sure that you have a plan and you're organized. Also, guys, the Cryptowatch platform, which I'm charting and trading directly off of, is free to sign up. I'm posting the link in the chat right now. Sign up. It is free, guys. This channel is sponsored by Cryptowatch, but signing up is free, and you can use the trading features for free. So sign up. You got nothing to lose. Ethereum is so close. Ethereum is so close to the breakout. So damn close right now. I would really like to see a breakout for ETH while I'm streaming. That'd be very fun. Chainlink coming up on 1330. Chainlink is looking pretty good here. This is the daily chart. We're coming up to a breakout zone. We're very close. I hope you guys were accumulating in this area, because Chainlink is looking pretty decent now. Somebody says, can you make an intro similar to the rocket launch one made by Bitcoin Javolica? Bitcoin is going to zero. Maybe. I have a really interesting idea for an intro that I'm working on now. So, shout out to Felipe. So these are all the people that just joined Patreon. Shout out to Felipe. Shout out to Pablo. Shout out to Steve for all joining Patreon today during this stream. Guys, that is by far the best way to support the channel, is joining Patreon. And guys, a lot of you guys love these intro videos, and I can't monetize the videos, right? So if you want to support the channel and you like what I do, you can join Patreon. I'm also, you know, I was posting this trade in Patreon as well, which is going decent. And you can take a look at one of my portfolios, which has like tripled in value this year. It's pretty cool. But now we're just waiting because Bitcoin is trading sideways here. Getting a nice push off the parabolic trend line. Just waiting to see if we continue up. You know, we're starting to get that vertical move, right? And we're very close to the all-time high. And really, like I keep saying in a lot of my videos, that 70 level on the RSI is currently our support. So keep your eye on that. We're just perfectly bouncing off of 70. Jordy says, what's your thoughts on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dominance? BTC and Bitcoin dominance? I haven't looked at Bitcoin dominance today. So it's interesting to look at dominance with the Bitcoin comparison as well. Yeah, I haven't really looked at this today, but it's looking pretty interesting. As we saw in 2017, you know, even if Bitcoin dominance is declining, you can still have a bullish Bitcoin, right? Once new money starts coming in, I think Bitcoin dominance might actually start to turn around at some point and head down. But for now, we're climbing. I haven't really analyzed Bitcoin dominance that much recently, so I'm not totally sure what I would want to say about this. It depends, you know. It depends. Maybe if we come up to the all-time high or break the all-time high, we'll continue to see dominance build for Bitcoin, but eventually we'll probably level out and then maybe even go down as the bull market persists. You know, we'll see, right? If we're in a real bull market, at some point Bitcoin dominance is going to decrease, but maybe we come back up to test resistance. I would just expect maybe a consolidation here. Maybe, depends on where we find resistance or a top for the dominance chart. We could just be looking to consolidate for a bit here. And if we do, you know, if Bitcoin dominance sees resistance along this downward sloping resistance line, then that's when you could be looking to see some altcoins start to move, right? And we're actually coming up on that point right now, which is pretty interesting. And we're coming up on this downward sloping resistance line for the Bitcoin dominance chart on the weekly, right? And at the same time, we're starting to see coins like Chainlink popping up to resistance, right? Chainlink is looking like it could see a breakout here. Also, Ethereum is looking like it wants to pop above resistance here as well. So maybe that all could be lining up with this resistance line for Bitcoin dominance. And if you start to see dominance curl over for Bitcoin, then that's when you're going to see alts start to move. So this area that we're coming up to right now maybe is a pivot point. It could be. It could be. It wouldn't surprise me, at least, that alts would start to move in the not so distant future. You're coming up on that 618 for dominance, the fib extension from high to low. Do you see Bitcoin hitting 1 million before 2030? I don't know. Somebody just, oh wait, did I miss two? I might have missed two donations here. Neb says, Kevin was supporting us when we were in a bear market. Support him now when we're in a bull market. Quick look on CND chart. Neb, I appreciate that. CND, what is CND? Yeah, guys, if you send a tip in, right? If you send a super chat and you say, "What's your opinion on this coin? What's your opinion on blank coin?" I'm going to give you an opinion. If you say, "Look at the chart," then I'll look at the chart, right? I might have misunderstood some people. When you say, "What's your opinion?" I'm just going to talk about it. But if you say, "Can you look at this chart?" then I'll look at that chart. I don't even know what CND is, though. What is CND? What is CND? Hold on, I gotta figure out what is this coin? A syndicator. I haven't heard about this one in a while. I feel like I heard about this coin like once in the last run. I don't know. I don't know if this coin is really a good one. Not sure if this is actually a good one. I mean, it's not looking great, right? Every chart I'm looking at is just down, down, down. So, I mean, when you see something like this, I mean, it's just not performing well. Somebody just tipped me and asked me about this coin. I mean, if it's just performing this badly, then, you know, at this point, I would just expect it to keep going down until we find a real base of support. Somebody just tipped me to look at CND, and I'm looking at it. I don't really see anything good. It seems like there's not much interest in this coin. It doesn't seem like it's really... Doesn't seem like this is a good project. Just literally based off the chart, does not seem very good. It's, I wouldn't even... I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. There's just not much volume. The trend is just down. At this point, you're just looking for a higher low because you haven't been able to make higher lows. There's nothing really going for this one. You want to make a higher low here. And if you can do that, maybe you have a shot at doing something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about this one. What's your opinion on XRP? I just put 5K in it, already down 100. Somebody says, what's your opinion on XRP? You just put 5K in it and you're down $100 already. Well, $100 being down $100 in crypto is really nothing at all, right? When it comes to crypto, guys, the volatility is very, very strong, right? So if you put 5,000 into something and you're down 100, you can't be worried. You can't. That's nothing. You're pretty much at break even. There's nothing wrong. You're being down $100 off of 5K is like nothing in crypto. So it seems like you're already worried about it. You know, XRP, guys, I talked a lot about XRP earlier in the stream. If you just dropped $5,000 into XRP and you're already sending me a super chat because you're worried that you're down $100, you need to just relax, right? If your plan was to buy XRP in an immediate moonshot today and you want to make money instantly, like you need to like rethink what you're doing. If you're down $100, you shouldn't be worried. You just bought in, right? You shouldn't be worried about your trade if you just bought in. If I was going to take a trade on XRP, if I was going to do it right now, what I would like to see is I would like to see the price get a higher high. I would like to see confirmation that we're actually getting out of this area, right? If I was going to take a trade on XRP right now, I would want to see us get a higher high, confirm support, right? And if we bounce off that level, then I would be like, okay, maybe this would be the entry, right? Or retesting resistance as support. I mean, that's like XRP's chart is very simple. We just have a multi-year downward sloping resistance, a multi-year descending triangle that we broke down out of. We have not created a higher high in years since 2018. And all I would be looking for XRP, if I was going to trade this, is a break above resistance, confirm it as support, and maybe take a long upon support confirmation. If you can flip this range into support, then I would be getting more bullish on XRP. So far, XRP has not created a higher high in years. So, you know, if you just took a long on XRP without understanding what you were trying to do, you know, that's why you're worried. But somebody was just tipping me, asking me why they're down $100. It is what it is. You just bought in. You got to relax. You got to just see how it plays out. Right now, for XRP, it's low risk. Buying into XRP right now is a low risk play. We have seen like no upside. So if I were you, Jack, I would just relax. Just take a step back and relax. Just let it play out. See what happens. Riot blockchain up 50%. You're talking about the stock, right? Riot is up 50% today in the stock market, yes. Because of Bitcoin, obviously. That's pretty cool. Riot doing good. Interesting to see. Bitcoin still holding these levels, still holding 11,000, or sorry, still holding 17,700. Benja coming in with the €2, and he says, "What do you think of Sky?" Sky, what is that? Sky Coin or something? Let's see. Sky Coin. I don't think I've ever even looked at this one. I don't know anything about it. It's looking like it's doing pretty bad today. Yeah, I don't know. It's looking pretty bad. Since it's been listed on Binance, it's just going down. Looks like there's no interest. Looks like there's probably no development. Looks like nobody cares. Looks like there's I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Chainlink coming up to 1333 right now, looking pretty good, making higher highs, higher lows, coming up to that resistance. Philip Owen coming in with a 2. He says, opinion on Cell. They've had some issues lately. So, what is that again? Celsius? Let's see. Oh yeah, this I just randomly landed on this chart, but it's interesting to see like the 2017 parabola for Bitcoin, the 2019 parabola for Bitcoin, and now it's we're creating a parabola off of the 10K level. Crazy, right? Like we started this parabola in 2017 off of 200 to 20K, which is insane, right? Then we started this parabola at the bear market low to 14,000. Now we're starting this parabola at the 10K area. Insane. Insane. Amazing. Celsius has a problem, someone said. Let's see. I don't really analyze Celsius. Haven't really looked at it. I know... Whoops, I just clicked on the wrong pair. I know it's been doing pretty good. But someone says they had a problem today. I wonder what that is. Why did Cryptowatch just do that? It just switched the pair on me twice. Right in front of my eyes. They're playing a trick on me. There we go. It looks like it's doing pretty good against the US dollar pair. I'm on Liquid right now. I'm not sure what exchange I should be looking at. There's no history here, but it looks like it's doing okay. It looks like whatever problem they had is not a problem for the investors, at least. Yeah, I don't know. It looks fine to me. I don't know. I can't find an exchange with good enough history. Here we go. It looks good, guys. It looks like Celsius is keeping its momentum. I don't see a problem. Maybe they had problems today, but apparently the investors don't care. Not sure if this would. It's not really a channel because we're widening. But yeah, you're making higher lows right now. You're in a bit of a consolidation here, and you want to be breaking out above that high. Obviously, you're just consolidating sideways right now. That's it. You don't want to make lower lows. As long as you keep making higher lows as you've been doing, then Celsius looks pretty good. That's really all I can see right now. You're just in a pretty strong consolidation here. And as long as you keep creating higher lows, break out, you're good. I don't know, I've never even looked at the Celsius chart, never studied it. So I'm not sure what to say other than hopefully you break bullish out of this consolidation. It looks fine. Guys, we already looked... I'm getting so many requests right now. Guys, we already looked at CRO. What were we looking at? We already looked at this, guys. What did we say? We were hitting the 786 fib retrace. We were testing a previous resistance as new support. CRO looks pretty good. We're now on the Huobi chart, we're testing below 786. Though on another chart, we weren't. So a little bit of a discrepancy there between two exchanges. Oh, I guess it's the wick high. So in the last exchange, we were testing right along the 786. I forget what exchange it was. And that is coinciding with the previous resistance here from the beginning of 2020. So CRO is testing a major resistance as new support right now in the weekly here. We're testing the 786 fib retrace. According to one of the other exchanges I was looking at, this wick, I would probably discount this wick and just go with what I was looking at before. But yeah, it's a good area of value, guys. This is a pretty good area to be buying CRO, I gotta say. And I mean, I use Crypto.com. You know, if I'm like on the go, like traveling or something, or I'm not at my computer, and I'm like, oh, I want to buy some Ethereum right now. I'll just be like, boom, 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 buy Ethereum, like instant. So Crypto.com is a great project for me. I think it's awesome. I use it. I even have their debit card here. And I use that as well. I actually literally used their debit card this morning to go buy coffee. So I think it's great. I think it's a good area of value to buy. I mean, I actually don't even own any, and I'm almost considering it right now. It's probably a good area of value to buy. This is a pretty good setup, actually. Pretty good setup for CRO. Just in terms of an area of value to buy, pretty good. Pretty good, right? Remember how there was like that extreme FOMO for CRO throughout all of 2020? You know, you're coming back to like pre-breakout levels. Great area of value to buy. If you use Crypto.com, if you believe in it, if you think it's a great product, yeah, good area to buy CRO. Man, I really want to see Ethereum break out. We're just not getting it right now. We're just not getting it. Oh, guys, sorry. I missed some stuff. The one came in with €5 and he says, please take a look at Engine Coin's chart. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I think Engine is a great project as well. Though it hasn't been doing much. It needs some sort of catalyst at this point. It needs a catalyst, I think. I actually had some for a while, but don't have it right now. Yeah, it's been a little bit, the momentum has slowed down for Engine. You know, we were so close to getting a breakout not too long ago, but I guess, I don't know what it was. The interest wasn't there. There was just a little bit too much selling pressure. We weren't able to get the breakout. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin dominance starts to turn around, if Bitcoin dominance hits resistance along this downward sloping resistance line, you know, right along that 618 fib extension level, if Bitcoin dominance, which it might not, right? Maybe we don't, but if we start to curl over here for all altcoins, it's probably a pretty good area to be getting in, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Engine, not a bad area to buy, right? Not a bad area to buy. Though again, it's just lacking interest for some reason. Even though it's a great project, it's just not getting that much hype. Not getting that much hype. And I'm surprised, even with all the NFT hype, Engine didn't do that well. I'm very surprised. Very surprised. But, I mean, as an area of accumulation, I would say it's pretty good. You know, you're kind of like in the middle of this range where we sold off, pumped back up, now you're coming back. Right, you're bouncing right along the 618 right now. It's probably a good area to accumulate, at least, maybe a little bit. If you want more confirmation, right, then you would be waiting for us to break above horizontal resistance and support. So we found a lot of, you know, we found some resistance here earlier at 15 cents, 0.153. Found some resistance there, found some support here, more support, and now you're right below that level. If Engine can pop above 0.1535 and retest it as support and reclaim the area, that'd be more bullish confirmation that maybe you're looking for some more upside, right? Buying now below resistance is a little bit risky because you could always just sell off again. But, you know, if you pump up above this area, 0.1535, and confirm it as support, then Engine might be a better or it might be better confirmation before you actually go long. Yeah, Chainlink is looking good, guys. I mean, you guys know, I'm very bullish on Chainlink overall. And, you know, I hope you guys are accumulating. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking me right now, should I go in right now? Should I buy Chainlink right now? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's what I see in the chat half the time. Should I be buying right now? It's like, guys, you gotta like structure, you know, like if you're interested in Chainlink, you should be buying the dips. You know, you should be buying when things aren't that. You gotta buy stuff when it's boring. When it's boring, right? When it's going down and it's red and people are like, oh no, and people are so bearish on it. But really, it's just an accumulation area. Like, you gotta be around for more than just the day that everything pumps. If you're just coming back to crypto the day that everything pumps, I mean, it's like you're not gonna make that much money. You gotta be in this. You gotta be in this for the long term. And you guys gotta make sure. You know how I just said you gotta buy coins when they're boring. You gotta make sure that the coin that you're buying is also like being developed and it has partnerships and it's doing things, right? You can't be buying a boring coin that's just like in the trash and no one cares about it anymore. Yeah, then it's not a good buy. You got to make sure that it's still a good project, has good fundamentals, that it's a game-changing project, that it's changing the crypto industry at a fundamental level. You got to make sure like it meets all the requirements. Don't just buy a boring coin. But if you're interested in a coin, buy it while it's boring, because once it starts pumping, you're just going to go, oh, cool, I'm already in this one, right? Not like it's pumping and you're like, oh my God, should I buy it now while it's pumping? It's like, that's such a noob thing. Such a noob thing to do. You gotta at least put some time into this, guys. Let's see. I need to get more music here because we're kind of just cycling through a lot of the same stuff. Just looking at chat. Jeffrey has been asking me for DNT a lot. So we were just looking at CRO. Pretty good area value to buy CRO, right? Pretty good spot to be buying, right? So this is, guys, this is what I'm saying. Like, if you want like a good opportunity, you gotta buy on the downside, buy when it's boring, buy when no one cares, like CRO right now, probably a good area to be buying, right? Now, I'm not saying you should, I'm just giving an example. But like when it comes to like all the things that are pumping right now, it's just I don't know. When are people gonna learn? When are people gonna learn? Let's see. What is DNT? What is this coin? This just got pumped, guys. This just got pumped hard. Do they have news or something? Yeah, I'm not sure what to think here. DNT just got pumped. That's really all there is to it. Yeah, I mean, you're holding the 50% retrace on the pump, so that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell, guys. It's always hard to tell what a coin is going to... Some random altcoin that people don't even really look at anymore just randomly pumped this week, and it's just kind of trading sideways now above the 50% fib retrace. It's like, yeah, who knows? If a whale decides to... If a whale decides to dump, it's going to dump. If there's no selling pressure and then there's more interest and demand for DNT, then it's going to pump. It's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen in a moment like this. But right now it's looking pretty good. There's not that much sell pressure. You're holding the 50% retrace. You're getting a couple bounces off that. You know, if you start to get above this downward sloping resistance here on the daily, then maybe you'll see more upside. But it's always hard to tell during moments like this. If Bitcoin dominance starts to go down, maybe DNT will pump. But I'm not sure what this project is doing. I don't even know anything about them. Yeah, Bitcoin is now a legitimate store of value, says somebody in the chat. Yeah, guys, I mean, the banks are now actually saying that, right? Like JP Morgan's bullish on Bitcoin. We have senators coming out saying that they own Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a legit store of value now. It has become legitimized almost like overnight. Like over the past year, it's like every major institution's like, oh, maybe, you know, we just had trillions of dollars printed. And every major institution is like, I guess, realizing that Bitcoin is in a perfect position in this global environment to do well after we've had trillions printed. So Anthony Knox says, hey, Kevin, I have a question. I have $300 in Bitcoin right now, and should I invest more now or just wait? You know, it's up to you. If you're only interested in Bitcoin, I mean, you can always accumulate for the long term. If you're just not going to, if you don't care about the ups and downs, then sure, you could invest more, but it's also very risky to be buying in at the top of a run. Well, it's not a confirmed top. It's just a little bit risky to be buying all the way up here. If you're just going to hold it long term, then you could be okay. You could wait for, you know, it's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell. We've been talking about this on the stream for a while that, you know, Bitcoin may see, you know, continued upside into the 18K range. If we see like some kind of major rejection wick down and we break the parabolic trend line, you know, if that happens, then you could be looking to be buying closer to 14K, right? But let's say Bitcoin finds rejection here and we just bounce off the trend line again, we could consolidate going into the end of November and then run up again, right? So you got to see how it develops over time. It's very hard to tell what Bitcoin's going to do right now. It's just a lot of FOMO, a lot of hype. It's just going up, up, up. You know, there's no confirmation of a top. There's no blow off top yet. So we'll have to see. You know, I would say Ethereum is a better buy right now than Bitcoin in terms of the area of value that it's at. Ethereum is still undervalued in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see, guys. It's hard to say. I mean, like I've been saying in my Patreon, you know, as Bitcoin has been pumping recently, I've been basically just kind of hands off. Like I'm not going to be FOMOing here. I'm going to wait to see what happens with the trend. If Bitcoin sells off, great. I'm going to buy some more. If it breaks out, well, great. I'm making gains anyway, right? I'm already set for either direction. I would like to buy more at lower prices, but I'm not going to FOMO now, right? That's just where I'm at. I think I missed something. Can we look at Uni breakout of downward sloping trend line? Check out Uni. Somebody's asking about Uni. Guys, we have 1,000 people watching almost. Definitely hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Somebody was just asking about Uni. Let's see. The downward sloping resistance of Uni, that's been broken out of a long time ago. I mean, like I personally wouldn't draw this line. That's only one other touch point. I don't really care. I wouldn't draw that. I wouldn't really care too much. If we get rejection off this level, then I would draw that trend line. But otherwise, I don't really care about that. I don't know what downward sloping resistance line you're talking about, unless you're talking about like that, right? Or if you're talking about a very low time frame, I don't know. All guys, Uni, what it has to do is right now it's at resistance. major support from the Coinbase listing right along that $4 level. Major support. That's going to be a pretty big deal for Uni. If you can pop above it, confirm support along it, back test it, and then rally, that's going to be pretty good, right? If we break above it, back test it, and we have good volume, good support, and we're starting to bounce, yeah, you could take a long. And maybe that's going to be the beginning of the next uptrend. Maybe. All right, you need to reclaim 4 as support, $394 as support. It's very needed for Uni right now. Otherwise, you're just getting a lower high here, below a major resistance. Right? You definitely don't want to see rejection off this level. Because if you do, you're probably going to end up coming back down to this previous support, which is the only other thing on the chart right now, around 250. So if you get rejection here, it's possible that you could range back to 250 before getting the needed support for a run. But you just got to reclaim 390. So you're saying Uni 4-hour chart. So he's tipping again, saying Uni 4-hour chart. A breakout of the downward sloping resistance, you're saying? Breakout of the downward sloping trend line is what you just said? Let's see. Yeah, I guess you're starting to get above it. Sure. And if you can get above $3.90, $4, that's going to be bullish. We'll see, guys. We'll see. I mean, yeah, great. You're above the downward sloping trend line. That's one thing. You really need to get above $3.90 to $4. That's the main thing. I'm not impressed until you do that, until you get a real breakout there. So people are talking about all these altcoins breaking out. I'm curious to see what Bitcoin dominance is doing on the 1 hour. Okay, the 1 hour chart for Bitcoin dominance has seen a little bit of a pullback here over the past 4 hours. And that's kind of like when Bitcoin started to stall, which is interesting. And, we're just got to keep flipping. As long as Bitcoin keeps flipping these resistances into support, then we'll keep moving up. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin does pull back right now to 17,200, that would be perfectly fine. We would still be very bullish. Although all the noobs would be freaking out saying, oh my God, dump. But in reality, we'd just be back testing resistance into a potential support, right? I mean, even if you go back to 16.9, 17K, even if you do that, as long as you flip it into support, that's fine, right? You can even consolidate for a while along this range before running up again. And honestly, that's fine. And you have a lot of time. You have like many days. Bitcoin could just go sideways for days now before making a decision. We'll see though, right? We'll see. Guys, if people are asking about altcoins, so many altcoins in the chat. If Bitcoin can consolidate again, like in this range, altcoins might do pretty well actually. Right now that there's a lot of attention on the crypto market, if we get a consolidation like this, that'd be pretty good for alts. Probably initially it wouldn't be, but eventually it would be. Either the more you consolidate, and it's really like when Bitcoin's consolidating on those little pumps, that's when the altcoins start making those moves, right? That's what you'll notice. In a consolidation range, during the small pumps is like when the altcoins break out. Like altcoins would break out there, then they would find resistance again. Then next time Bitcoin pumps in the consolidation, altcoins pump again. That's what I've noticed at least. Philip Owen says, enjoying the stream, please look at AVE chart. Did they do the name change thing? Hold Let's see. Wow, that's unbelievable. $25 to 77 in a few weeks? Why didn't I get AVE? Is this real? Since November 4th? 25 to 77. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. AVE is like the next Bitcoin over here. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, you're bullish. AVE is the coin that just keeps going up, isn't it? Insane. Yeah, I mean, you're breaking out again. Not much to say here. It's just really bullish. I don't have any history on this chart, so we'll see where we find in the next top. We'll see. I guess if you're using your fib extensions, maybe $83.45 would be the next upside target. Maybe. But yeah, guys, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We have 1,000 people watching. I've been streaming for over 3 hours now. We're kind of just waiting for Bitcoin to do something. It's probably going to consolidate, which means I may just end the stream for now and have a video for you guys tomorrow. But yeah, we've had a pretty good stream. Talked about a lot of stuff. I've just been talking to the chat for like the last hour. And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Check all the links in the description. You can sign up for Patreon if you want. You can sign up for, Cryptowatch for free, actually. You can chart and trade all from one place. So you can actually chart and trade directly off of the Cryptowatch platform. So click that link below. Also, join Patreon if you want to support the channel. And yeah, guys, I'll probably come back. Maybe if Bitcoin's doing something later, I'll go live again. Maybe I'll have a video for you guys tomorrow. Right now, looking at the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, we're well above this upward sloping trend line. So we could, if we don't pump in the near term, we could just trade sideways until we meet that trend line again, and then we'll see what the deal is there. So in my opinion, we actually have a lot of time to see how this develops, right? We have a lot of time, most likely. I could be wrong, but we'll see, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I'm going to end the stream. I'll have an outro for you guys. And you guys can sit and chat and talk for a bit. But yeah, I've been streaming for over 3 hours. I normally don't stream this long. I'm pretty beat, pretty tired already. But yeah, guys. I'll see you guys, whoever's in Patreon. I'll see you guys there. I'm going to hop in the VIP chat now. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Big shout out to everybody that donated today. We got Dave, Kelby, VB, Ryan Miles, Josh Barr, 75 Paris, Ryan Miles again, Neb twice, Roxanne twice, Vikron S. I missed one actually. Somebody came in with 50. It says, drop and give me 20 for Chainlink. We have Waffle coming with a tip, Jay Nathan, Ventilos, David Light, Mishka coming in 3 times with a donation, Jordy, Neb again, Naeem, Jack, Frank, Benja, Philip, the one, Sean, coming in with 2 donations. Philip, again, guys, thank you guys so much for donating to the stream, supporting the stream. Amazing day for Bitcoin. And I'll see you all in the next stream or the next video. We'll see what happens, guys. Peace out. Huge shout out to everyone that joined the Patreon today. Tony, Steve, Pablo, Philippe. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And follow the instructions below the Patreon post to join the VIP Discord chat. And for all of you guys still watching, check out the links below. Follow me on Twitter, guys. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet a lot. You can join the Discord channel, that link below. Sign up for Cryptowatch for free. Download the Cryptowatch desktop app for free after creating an account. And yeah, and if you want to support the channel, join Patreon. I'll see you guys soon.
Big things have small beginnings.